Let's shit on the management team. Wake up!
We're gonna backtalk our bosses. We're never gonna leave the basement, Sten.
Oh, it started.
Ooh, and I believe we have started.
Yes, YouTube has finally started. All right, sweet. Do the intro. Couch, go.
Okay.
No, wait for the upper screen.
Okay.
Right?
Welcome back to SGL2. I'm with my co-casters Oyana and Sten, and today we have a very interesting match of CN versus CN, Cola versus Soup. Very exciting. You know, these two players, very good players.
Yes,
they have very similar scores, 2,900s, and you know, this is gonna be a great run. I'm very excited. Speccast versus
I see
Look
the
at
Yato
this.
start.
Yeah,
the Yato start.
Cola. Soup has already started. They're both based on food, so it's like I keep getting confused.
One's a junk food drink. The other one's like a hearty meal. I don't know. It's a hard choice for me.
One is an energy
Like-
drink, one is water.
Can you call cola an energy drink?
No?
Well, that's I think a discussion for another time. But you know, I want to feature some things that I want to talk about. Soup right now. Like Soup's our first runner. He's gonna go all the way to floor 4. He's gonna end his run there. He's gonna pass it over to Cola, and then he's gonna end his run at the end. And you know what? Something similar has happened in the past. This is not Soup's first run at an SGL tournament, at an international tournament. In fact, he was a finalist at SGL 1, representing CN as the second placer for the entire tournament. So,
Yes.
in my eyes, I see this. I see Soup. He's here for his revenge tour. He's here for his revenge run. As, who knows, does he run it back for SGL 2?
He's here to represent, and he is represent his team, his himself, and obviously the was it simplified? Wait, is it traditional or is it simplified?
I believe it
It should be
is
simplified.
Yes,
Yeah, simplified.
Simplified Chinese. But you
We
know one
are
thing
both-
though is that like watching his gameplay right now as a Yato player myself, he is a very well prepared. That is for sure. There's no doubt about it. Opponent's enemy. Let's see what he does for the first duck, and very nicely done. First kill.
Oh,
He
That's pretty
only needs one deploy. Very clean. You know, and what you know, I think I saw 3 combats, but like what relics would you like here?
I think it was just-
that true
I think it was
damage
just 2 combat,
round would be
actually.
really good.
I would say
Yeah,
that's
any
not
sort of true
too
damage.
common.
Oh, is this
it's
emergency
not
beast?
bad.
Please tell
Is
me
it
it's emergency B.
Ooh.
Emergency beast would be really
So-
spicy. Nope,
Yeah.
no more than 4. Never mind.
You seem really no more.
No more.
Well, you
no
seem
more
really
than 4.
excited about emergency beasts. You know, like I know this is emergency. Actually, I know there's a bit of tech with emergency no more than 4 and Yato. Can you tell me about the emergency no more than 4 Oyana with Yato start?
So 5 leaks, right? But because he has E2, he can just kill everything. And here comes the timing for the Yato. So if you deploy Yato at a specific frame like this, you can actually kill all 3 on the right side with just one Yato deploy. Very nicely done. Actually.
At the specific frame.
Well, it's not a specific
Okay.
frame; it's a specific timing.
Yeah.
It's specific timing. My point of reference for when you deploy is actually the red line. The second red line closer to the blue box, close enough, like 1 or 2 tiles away, is the when you deploy it. That's why it's like it's not too tight because you have a lot more leeway. But here comes the specialist voucher. What is to pay?
Ella,
I like
of course.
Ella.
Very common choice so far.
No combat. So no third
Yeah,
combat. This is gonna look
kind of painful
unfortunate.
here. I will say the Seater Jerky is a nice pickup along with the Delight here, as unfortunately he doesn't have a lot of hope coming into this shop. I believe this might just be the Yato Plume. I did see often Plume pickups, and that's not quite common among all. Ooh, maintenance station. That's an amazing relic to have here, you know?
Maintenance station definitely is a really good relic for sure. He can also get the warning fence, which reduces the collapse that he's about to take. Very important, especially because he's going to the next few floors and he's going to start racking up collapse very quickly.
Yeah,
So-
I would like to pose this question. I think this is an interesting question for both you and Sten Oyana. That why don't you just stack the collapse? Why don't you just tank the collapse? Like, one of the things we know that gives points in this tournament is the lost and found combat, because as you know, lost and founds at certain collapse values give emergency combats at a slightly lower value, 18, slightly higher, you get a floor 4 emergency combat, and at 23 or higher, you get a floor 5 emergency combat. Giving 30 and 60 points respectively. So, like, do you think it's worth just tanking all that collapse for that chance of a bonus points?
Well, see, here's the problem, right? If you stack collapse too early, what ends up happening is you're gonna start leaking because your squad's not strong enough to handle all the collapse, and and you spiral out of control. You don't want that to happen. You want to naturally stack collapses to be able to manage the difficulty associated with stacking the collapse, because you can only really cash it in, right, with the lost and found. But if he gets, let's say he has 15 collapse or 18 collapse right now, he's not going to be able to do a 4-4 emergency, no way. So there's no real point for him to do it. But right now we have Unwell. This is one of those another one of those Yato stages actually. Let's see if if he does the Yato tech, because it is an S1 Yato. Oh, that is S1 Yato. That definitely is the Yato tech. Let's see if they show us the Yato version of this clear. So
that's really rare, like just seeing the S1 Yato, like.
Well, I that's the thing though, is that it's not rare if you're a Yato player. Yato S1 is one of the more Yato S1 is like one of the more is more oftenly used, especially if you have to clear certain stages, especially on floors 2 and I think mostly floor 2, where you see most of the Yato S1 plays. You have Unwell, which is this stage. You have, I think it's low altitude maneuvering, which is another S1 Yato stage, but there are a few other S1 Yato stages as well, for like really niche tech. And this is why Yato's better than Texas. You get to simply solve stages by himself.
Okay. I wouldn't say. I mean, Yato versus Texas, it's an argument from 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I don't know. But again, I forgot what I was going to say. But to the argument with Texas versus Yato, I still believe in Texas just because of the S2.
I mean,
that debuff, which
that fair enough, right? Like they both have their pros and cons. The only reason I say it's strictly better is because you can skill your way into clearing a stage with Yato. You can't skill your way into clearing a stage with Texas.
That's true.
I guess it's just a number difference, right?
Well, it's not just a number difference. I think it's a mechanics difference. Yato can literally clear the stage herself.
It's also the DP refund that Yato gives. Like, that's something that, like, in IS4 compared to, let's say, IS3 and IS5, it's more DP intensive. You can get Barrow, you can get punished. And the thing is, it's like Yato with that DP module really does give back a lot of that DP. So something to look forward to, with the Yato compared to other compared to the Texas, right? Because Texas is kind of more expensive.
But to be fair though, even though I say a lot of the time Yato is strictly better than Texas, if someone really were to ask me if they should pick Yato or Texas, I would instantly say just pick Texas. It's so much easier to tell someone to pick Texas because it's more intuitive than say, oh, you gotta use Yato S1 for this stage, but this stage you don't use Yato S1, you use S2. Oh, but this stage not S2, it's actually S3, and it's like you gotta send them a list of what stages to use.
Send them a list.
Yeah, you have to send them a list to see how to tell them which skill to use when, and that's a lot more work than just simply telling them use Texas, deploy Texas to stun, easy game, simpler as.
And you know what we see here? We see the exit into Amiya change deck here as. You know,
Which is questionable, right? Because he doesn't have Amiya. That doesn't make any.
oh no, he did
sense.
get. He just got
They did.
Amiya. No.
Oh, he did. I didn't see
They
it.
just picked up Amiya. Yes.
Yeah.
Are they gonna go
Ooh,
Outcast
they might go
Nest
to
here?
combat here.
Outcast Nest is 4
Uh,
shields, so that is not that bad. He might be
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Very
signaling that
valuable.
he wants to.
Ooh, and he can get
Okay.
another 6 thanks to the expand.
he
Wait,
gonna
wait,
go
Wait, he's
low,
going
though?
to top one first, which is
Yeah, a little
Maybe he
little-
doesn't notice it.
he
No,
clicked on
I
it.
think he
It's soup.
sees.
Oh, he does.
clicks on
He
everything,
probably
right?
does.
No, he's still like at the bottom one right now. Nope, goes back to the top.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
He's probably missed it, but it's not really a big issue, right?
I think he's
Um,
not gonna go for the emergency. He just goes straight. He goes up and then goes immediately for the visual field. I don't think he's gonna go for.
That's an
the
interesting
combat.
choice, you know, like because emergencies are like raw score wise, they're quite a lot of points more than a regular fight because you know D10 and up, you do get the 50% multiplier. You do get like several of. You do get the extra relic. It is scaling, so you know that's something to think about.
Mhm. Well, here comes another one of those emergency Yato deployments that he's so comfortable with. That's why he undeployed the operators as they are, because this is how you clear the stage with E2 Yato and basically Fang and Cruise. So very very principled gameplay. He really does everything as if it's emergency, even if it's just normal stages.
Yeah. I think the last time I
that's-
watched him do this stage, he was doing the exact same thing.
I will say, one thing I really like so far about this run, although it's not exactly the best in terms of like scaling, relics, right now, but one of the great things about Soup's current run is the fact that he has both ending nodes already encountered, right? He's already gotten the Lost and Found, the Scar and Void, so he doesn't really need to worry about getting it on floor 4 or 5, right? Like all the other players who've gotten it at the very end of their floor 5, not being able to take that ending 2, you know? And like he's gotten that floor 2 route weave, which means he can freely path on floor 4 and floor 5, no worries. He's just a little bit locked on floor 3, and
Ooh.
that's another index, right? Like he has a
Yeah,
lot of
you know.
pathing power here.
But that's a problem though, is that right now going into floor 3, his squad is very scared. I'm very scared for his squad. Like he doesn't have.
Yeah,
that
I
much
would say his
power.
squad doesn't inspire me with confidence.
Yeah, probably wanted to take the next combat tier because he did get an index. Yeah, it probably is a good change of play.
Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate that you did miss out on the Fisher field, but it's better to take another combat, use that extra index, burn that extra combat, get a little bit more power. Try to see if you can get another E1, another E2 or Ella perhaps. But this is not looking good for his floor 3.
True.
Especially with his relics. Like he has a
I'm
lot of
surprised.
shield.
He has like 7 shield on floor. Dude, that's like an amazing amount. You have to think about it. You're basically going into floor 3 with like 15 health. If he doesn't leak here, he gets 17 because of the +2 from Nest, I believe. So like he's not worried about health, but like you still don't want to leak.
Yeah, you still
And
want-
we do see that S1 Yato. I will say
S1.
I'm impressed every time.
S1 Yato coming in the clutch. So here comes the Shadows with Ghosts, arguably Yato's hardest stage on floor 2, because you definitely need a healer for your Fang. You
Yeah,
can't-
not having a medic. Well, he does have the Amiya, but you know, Amiya being a incantation medic, she's not the traditional medic, so it's a little bit rough here. It's not as comfortable as probably having like another 5-star medic, but it is another DPS source. It does help decongest the lane.
I don't think
for lane
anything from this
holding.
stage would do like any good amount of damage for it to need a proper medic. I think Amiya here would actually probably be better than a normal traditional medic.
Yeah, probably
Well,
like I think it would be better.
That's true. Well, the thing is, you do have to be quite a bit careful of like the collapsal wave, right? It's in regular, it's like not a big deal, but like this is emergency. You have to
Oh,
know this
right,
is
yeah.
emergency ghosts, and enemies on emergency stages do get like stat multiplier. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows here. I would like to say.
But it's not. But it's not all toxic waste and garbage, either. So it balances
Yeah,
out.
that's true.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
this Fang's taking a lot of damage just from one
Yeah.
carcass, and there's gonna be
Right.
two carcasses in the next wave coming, followed following the first carcass. So it's gonna be a really problematic. Here comes the really big wave. He could actually you could easily lose on this stage because of how the front line if your range operators get destroyed, right? So here comes the second infiltrator. Second infiltrator triggered so that it doesn't hit his range unit. Using all of his mines, he only has 2 stun mines left. Here comes a big carcass wave with the infiltrator. He has to deal with this now. He does. There's still 18 enemies on the field. He has cleared the safe zone. He will not die from this stage, but he could still very easily potentially leak a lot of
both the-
enemies. What is he
yeah.
gonna do? Oh, here
I'd
comes
say,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
there's involuntary.
leaking not that bad here, right? Like,
Yes.
it hurts for sure, but it's not the end of the world. It's you have 7 shield. You have to know when to leak sometimes in order to leak less later on in the stage. And I think it's a good idea. It's fine. Like
Bonus
you're taking the
enemy? No.
emergency, you're taking the scaling. You just use the nest. You should be fine.
Mm-hmm. This is why this is one of those rougher Yato stages. You are forced to take a leak, especially on emergency for no more than 4. It's just it just feels bad. Like you try so hard to clear the stage with like leakless, and it's still a -2 because you can't kill the infiltrators. There's just no way.
Yeah, I'd say that's really difficult.
It's still pretty good, especially if it's just a -2. It's all shield, no big deal.
Course.
Ooh,
A guard.
guard voucher. What do you pick here, sir? Do you pick your DN?
Is that the Dijon or is that the Mwinar? You know,
Most likely the
Like-
Dragon because of the block and S2 in overall compared to Mona S2 is probably more
Sting?
valuable, right?
Yeah, he definitely
Well,
wants the better
that's true,
ground
yeah.
blocker than Fang, because Deegan is even though Deegan is technically swishier, Deegan has more HP than Fang, so definitely going to be
Yeah.
the pick then over Fang. Let's see if they do decide to go for it though, because they could still go for easily go for anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Decides to go for
Ooh,
it.
Hope immediately. Interesting. I mean, it is a good choice because Wish Fulfilled not a great node in IS4, but you can always save it for, let's say, a downtime recreation or an encounter later on. Not to mention you can always use it on the floor 4 Wish Fulfilled, but I guess he does want the hope right now, so it's not. Ooh, yeah. That
Barrel
barrow,
one's gonna be really rough.
it isn't
Oh
gonna be
wow,
rough.
that is
Ooh, wow.
pretty good. Like a Bosky right before the
Yeah.
emergency to get
Yeah,
a little bit more scaling. That's
I think
crazy.
that's amazing. Like pathing wise,
So now
it's great. But like you do that emergent, like the barrow. See, so I did mention this earlier, Sten. Right, like one of the advantages that Yato has over the Texas is the module, right? The module
Right,
gives back
yeah.
more DP in Aya, and this is the thing, we see it, the barometric anomaly. It's a very painful, it's a very punishing, collapse, and
Yeah.
we
And-
see the stonks. I'd like to say the stonks of Yato.
So I think right now they're trying to decide if they're going to refresh or reset or not, and I believe they have decided that they're not going to reset. This is a good enough start. They're gonna go for the first combat, which is Crafty Beast 9 Caves. I don't know about this stage as Yato. It's a little too much. They will probably have to suffer some leaks here. They don't have enough ground presence. They don't have enough damage on their Yato and their Deegan. I mean, it could be doable leakless, but I don't see them clearing this completely leakless. They might have to leak 1 or 2 enemies because of just the lack of ground presence. Especially without the LA2.
Ooh, and that Dominion tile, not amazing, especially for Degen, right? That's really painful. As I'd like to also mention the fact that, I mean, obviously it's still tough, but I would say the relics that Soup has here, he has the worn out photo, he has the sea territory. That's about minus 33% of enemy defense. And I think there's going to be a lot of damage coming from the Yato here. Like, look, that Avenger is already dead. I think
Three
normally they
Yato
wouldn't
hits.
be there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's not as scary as we thought, but it's still not,
Well,
the
that's-
simplest of stages.
The damage is not the problem. It's mainly how
The
many
amount of
enemies
enemies,
there.
right?
The amount
Yeah.
of enemies, yeah. Like Yato can't cover all the lanes, and you don't have. If you notice, he has only 2 blockers on the ground, and there's 2 lanes.
True.
So that's where my biggest worry is that eventually your Yato, like you can Yato off cooldown every single time, but you'll eventually like run out of Yato timings, but we'll see. I hope I got proven wrong. Maybe there's some forbidden Yato timing that we've yet to see. So far so good though. Like a second Avenger is almost dead. But what about the 4th Avenger? Because there are actually 4 Avengers with the Route V version of the
Yeah,
stage.
that's true. I will say I'm really like, he knows the timing on the back of his hand. I saw right as the moment a jetpack enemy was like coming down, the Yato just strikes perfectly. Soup has practiced this, and maybe he doesn't leak after all. Look at that. He's already in the final wave. He's still cruising.
Yeah.
Still no leaks.
But the 2
Just
Avengers
popped
are
Amiya.
really
Here-
struggling to
here
take damage. Never mind.
Never mind. That.
Yellow's
That's
slow
very-
utility is so valuable with that
Amazing.
slow and
Very
Raquel.
nice clear.
Yeah.
I think the combined defense on definitely made up for it. It was definitely not
course,
an easy
yeah.
stage, but they made it look really easy. That's
But-
Deacon, and that suddenly his floor 3 has stabilized completely. There is no longer any stage that requires that is very scary to him. You can just go straight for as many emergencies as humanly possible. Maybe not harass. Harass is a little scary still, but for the most part, pretty good.
Actually, I'd be a little more so than harass. I'd be more scared about emergency shady, right? Like, Dijon is basically core. She, with a defense debuff on enemies, she basically clears all the waves. But one of the things, like, you have to be careful of is the healing, right? Like, I know he has the Yato, but I'm not intimately familiar with the Yato timing, so I don't know if he does just solve it or not.
Oh, that's the thing though. As a Yato player myself, you can solve most stages with just Yato. That's
Wow.
that's the problem. That's why the argument of Yato versus Texas doesn't even come into question, right? Because a true Yato player will just solve the stage with just Yato, and I think Soup does count as a true Yato player in my eyes. With the way he's playing, crazy.
Yeah, after with the evidence presented in front of our faces.
Yeah.
And
Also-
but right now the Deegan is supportless. They could have put an Amiya on the bottom to maybe assist, but nope, completely forgoing any form of assistance on the range shot. I did forget that the Deegan is E2, so the Deegan just activates skill here and it's over. But nope, we're just gonna go Yato the
I
rest of
guess
the
he
enemies.
does want to save that skill for the
Yeah.
Lancer here.
There's 3 Lancers, so definitely does want to
Yeah.
use something for it.
Considering
Because-
Amiya's skill for the extra damage, but I don't think he is. For
I
just
think
the.
Yeah.
I think he wants to use it for the incoming drone wave as
drones,
well.
yeah.
It
Yep, here
is
comes
like,
the drones.
that Dejan's HP is like not in healing range at all because he doesn't have the notable.
It is
Is
in
it?
healing range of Amiya. Amiya has global,
that's
global range
true.
during skill, so
She
it
does
begins
have
active
global
full.
range ring skill. So she's,
Yes.
yeah.
I didn't even know
I'm
that.
just so used to Ansel, like Ansel has a plus
Yeah.
to range.
Mhm.
He's able to heal the Dejan. So I'm like chilling on the stage, like stay so far yet, so close yet so far.
Mhm. As a resident Amiya hater, an Amy hater, I at least know how to use the skills. I need to know how to use their skills to hate on them properly, and that's just one of the few things Amy does. Just has good skill, good healing during skill. So that's the stage. Let's see what vouchers they get because they do level up. They are on 7.
Yeah.
Another
Oh,
guard
another
voucher.
guard.
Another card.
Very
Are we getting an
valuable
uncle
battle.
maybe?
That's a tough question. That tough decision because if you do pick here, the next 3 combats we won't probably see any voucher pickups, right? Because that would like
Yeah.
limit their choices. But they might just go for it. Nope. not going for it. I think it's a good play because you don't really need
Oh
Milnar
yeah.
or caster specialist squad because you can easily substitute Milnar with like other operators. So
Right. Okay.
not going for it right away because you can like the impact of an E2L is significantly better. Ooh, what are these? Can we get?
Ooh, what
that shady?
emergence?
No, I don't
Well-
think one of those shady.
Actually, what is the boss key condition here? I can't read Chinese, unfortunately.
That's Crafty
Uh,
Beast, so he can do Crafty Beast
Crafty.
again, especially with Deegan. Deegan Yato completely solves Crafty Beast, no problem.
Yeah.
Even on emergency.
Even on emergency, especially Deegan.
It's now E2 Dijon, so I think he's totally fine.
Yeah, I think he goes for it again. You are right. I am curious what the boss key condition is, because if it's right, you redeploy, it's an easy 2-op.
Yeah.
Right now though, I don't believe that he has any deployment relic, so it has to be a 2-op. But let's see, goes for emergency crafty again. I think emergency crafty is probably the second hardest stage on floor 3 because of how easy it is to die on this stage. I mean, shady is still like number 3, close number 3. If you're ready for it, you just avoid it. It's easier to avoid shady than it is crafty.
Yeah, and you know what?
SP Bosky.
Yeah, we do see it is SP Bosky as wow. He still has the really nice defense drops, but I wanna mention like I'm really used to the degen timings on this stage. I know he has Yato. I know it's not a big issue, but like this degen cannot be timed, and it's gonna be quite a bit annoying to like set this up. Especially the Amiya, right? Amiya is only a 1-use skill, and it can be burned here on the SP Bosky. So I'm wondering how he really manages this. Although he does seem fine so far.
I mean, he has the Ella S2 for the stun mine, so I don't think that there's gonna be any issues if he needs to delay for Deegan's skill, because he can just spam the stun mines over and over. So yeah, see him prepping the next stun mine already, even preemptively. He doesn't even need the stun mine just yet. Here comes another Yato deploy. Big wave right on top of Fang. He needs to assist Fang right now. Maybe with the mine. No, Fang's dead, unfortunately. That is really that's gonna be really rough on his front line, because right now, if you notice, Deegan just used their skill. And Yato just got off cooldown, and there's gonna be way more enemies. This is the last mine for what? He's gonna deploy Amiya now. Amiya is deployed just now. Try to assist a little bit more of the way, but that Melanta is taking a lot of damage. This is not looking good. This is, like I said, this is one of the harder stages. You can die on this stage. Shady is easier to solve because of how you can Yato time the whole stage, basically. But this stage, if you can't time your skills, very deadly. But right now, he's past the Twilight Zone. No death incoming. So that's that, but he is going to take some leaks potentially.
I think so. Degen.
That Degen doesn't one cycle, but it does look like it's fine with the Tremble. As
very
you know,
nicely done.
Crafty Beast 9 Caves. As you said, it is one of the harder floor 3 floors, and it is one of the 2 floor 3 emergencies that do give the maximum bonus points here. Plus 20, very ideal.
That is a reproduce, and that's double vouchers for him.
Wow.
I think that is the specialist voucher as well, so you can eat to an Ella and then
I think
pick up
it's a
something.
melee. The melee.
Yeah,
voucher,
like it's the
so
melee.
yeah,
It's a melee voucher, and he gets another card voucher, so he can eat to his Ella and pick up Milner at the same time too.
Yeah.
He's about to level up with the next combat because he was able to do an emergency.
Wait,
what
you
is
do
he going
Ella?
to do? Potentially do an E2 Ella. We'll see. What does he pick here? He can definitely go for any option right now because he is about to hit level 6 from the next combat. He might even hit level 7 from both the next combat and the boss. Double level ups from the next 3.
How does he E2 Ella?
Honestly, I actually think he might be like, I'm not quite sure, but I feel he might be around 5 to 7 XP short. It seems a little too much to get to level 7 this early, but I'm pretty confident he does get to level 6 after this emergency, and like probably confidently one fourth of the way to level 7.
Never mind. It's a range voucher, not a melee
I was
voucher.
gonna say, how does he E2 Ella?
I thought it was a melee. But
Yeah.
all right, so we got some
Maybe a medic?
ground units.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
goes
there's the
for
Reed.
Reed, of course, very valuable.
Yeah, and the Reed recruit here, he doesn't have enough hope anymore.
Which sucks. He can't even promote anyone. He has to pick someone.
He can promote
very basic.
Amiya, although I don't think it's
I don't think it's worth.
No, goes
high
goes for
value
the
and hope.
robot,
The
yeah.
castle.
Goes for the
Castle really
robot.
good. 20% attack and defense on melee. It's good for
Oh,
DJ.
more hope.
limit.
Oh, but that
Wow, deployment
initial
limit.
SP is. Oh, okay. Oh no, DP. Sorry.
No, that's initial.
No, SP. Yeah.
Yeah, initial DP is not as valuable. You definitely want the deploy limit. Very much harder to get the deployment limit. Here comes emergency altar of craving. I
Yeah.
definitely like the
And-
read pickup here.
The hope, like I would say the hope relic, the ribbon, that's deployment, and that deploy limit, and that's like +4 hope. So now your voucher here was gonna be you'd level up, you'd get a little bit of hope, you'd be able to recruit a 6-star. But like now with the hope relic, with the ribbon, he has enough hope to recruit 2 6-stars from this fight and the mid boss fight on floor 3. So this is really ideal for a soup here.
Now,
Oh.
here's the question: how would you position your Dagon on this stage? Because pretty much every tile is lethal except from one of the ones that doesn't block enemies, or the chest.
So
Well, you put it to the left of the chest. That's my normal positioning for Degen here because it allows you to, like the casters actually stop on that tile. If you put Degen one to the left, right underneath the altar, the caster sometimes doesn't stop. So it's
Right.
very annoying when you're trying to deal with the casters. Are you gonna go Yato the caster? Yes, Yato the caster is Deegan this wave. That's the better option. He was about to Yato the wave and Deegan the caster. Way harder to do. Way more unnecessary.
So
Yeah,
is Reed going
definitely.
to keep Dagon alive here, or because it doesn't?
it's
the crystals are true
little
damage, right?
rough.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Reed S2 is able to keep up Dagon, especially with the skill up, because it means that Dagon can actually tank
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh, goes for the Yato on this timing. Not bad. Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Kills an extra two carcasses on top of it, reducing the amount of hits on Deegan. But he still has the Deegan skill here, no matter what. Unless you just
Yeah.
Yato this wave, I would just Deegan skill this. You need to
I
activate
think
Deegan skill.
I think
he
he'll be
doesn't even
fine.
need to
He-
Deegan skill
yeah.
here as or Yato even.
Whoa,
Yeah,
what is that
you're prepping
timing?
it
Oh,
for that-
okay.
Yeah.
That's
For
a crazy
the-
Yato time.
that is a crazy. You see, with another ranged operator, he is fine here. He has no issues. As it's not that hard of a stage, even on emergency
Well, he
with
missed
the
it.
E2 degen.
He missed
I
the
have
Yato
a-
timing on the caster. You could
Oh,
there is a
oops.
Yato timing on this caster that you can double, but and get this 3 enemies. But he still manages to adjust for it by using an LS stun mine, which is very good.
Very nice.
Yeah, that is the stage. Emergency altar of
Yeah.
craving.
Good. So what's left is the normal collapse enemies, right? Oh, here they come
The
now.
carcasses, yes.
Yeah, it's easy. I'm unfamiliar with the Yato. Like actually no, I know someone who loves Yato starts. I know someone who uses the E1 Yato start in fact, and it's nice to see. I'm reminded of how great this start is, looking at it. I'm a disgusting, degen starter, so I see the stage and like E2 degen plus E2 read alter like relicless 2-ops this. I'm brain rotted so hard that it just doesn't escape my mind. As
But don't worry, I'm still stuck in the past. I still use Texas.
Vanguard.
I use
voucher.
Texas too. That's not the fault of your own. Oh wait, 2565.
Probably-
Maybe he does get this level
does
up
level up.
from
He
this.
does.
Yeah.
He almost
Yeah.
does level up. That's especially with
Yeah.
with 2 emergencies.
Oh, that was good. Do we know what the stage is?
40
He flashes
EXP,
through.
yeah, I think it is enough for this mid boss to give him. As we see Nature's Wrath here. I don't think there's any issues with good positioning, good degen activation timings. He should be fine.
Mhm. It's a little bit rough now though because he's about to hit level 7, right? And
Yeah,
that usually means that your hope income dramatically slows down with how little with how many combats you have to take, right? The the next like 4 combats, he'll probably like level up once, and that's not gonna be very kind to his hope economy. So he needs to get some form of econ. He needs to get like a little bit more hope. He does have a reproduce on the in the back pocket, so that does alleviate some of his economy problems right now. And he still has a decent amount of index, which is an indication that it is he's able to like pass a little bit more efficiently on floor 4, try to get a little bit more comment, try to get a little bit of power before floor 5, but we'll see. So far, very nice Yato positionings, getting the spider on the top left, and then using the range operators to clear on the right side.
Does Tegan one-shot this guy? He's got his Yato back. So.
At half HP, he should be fine. As you
Yato
wanna,
instantly
okay,
dipped.
there's the stun, there's the fragile, and boom.
But he
Easy.
also has to save the Tegan timing for the later on bigger enemies, right?
Well,
he
I'm
does.
surprised that he's
no, that
used it much earlier.
Deegan does come back up in time, especially with how further back this positioning is.
Right.
Without it.
Oh, that's the reason why. Yeah.
As long as you don't pop it on these 2 Sarkaz waves, you should be fine. Typically, yeah, here his degen probably like even 15, 16 seconds ahead of the activation timing. He doesn't even need the degen for like these 4 as Yato, read, easy, and
very
done.
nicely done. So smooth, this guy. Hello?
He's cleared the stage so many times with these with different variations of the operators that you're just like, look, give me to the real stages.
This has to be
Love!
E2.
Love!
That is love.
And that, I
triple
believe,
ending
ladies and
guarantee.
gentlemen, is
here comes
triple ending.
Victorian scrap metal, very good for scaling his hope curve a little bit. Like instead of taking 4 combats, that's gonna be a 3 combat, or maybe even a 2 combat for 4 to level up, which is gonna be really nice on his hope economy. He already has all the endings, so now it's time for points farming, baby. Are you gonna go for
looking
Mona?
for Mona over promotion on Enos?
Yes,
which is
you don't really
can be
need
laid
it.
down later on because Enos E1 isn't even that bad.
Well, that's the problem though. If he gets
right.
Barrow 2 right now, which he skillfully dodges, then Enos E1 is gonna be really problematic. But here comes floor 4. That is a very strong layout for floor 4. He is able to go into a boss key, maybe even go to a scout as well right after.
Yeah.
Where
he has a lot of options here, right? Like
he doesn't have that much index though, so he needs to decide where he wants to go. Maybe a middle path might be good, maybe the bottom path might be good, but no, just goes immediately for a scout. Surely not, right? You want to use the scout.
Yeah.
I think using the scout early here is not ideal. You wanted to, hit that wish fulfilled node. It's not that impactful for your play. And this floor 4, I don't really see a big issue here. So I want to ask, right? You did mention how it was a problem with floor 4. Sorry, not floor 4, but his hope curve. He's level 7. He gets his hope a little slower. And give me a moment.
So yes, so on floor 4. So on floor 4, there is like the issue of development, right? Right now, what I think he needs the most right now is that he needs a little bit more some form of damage.
So he needs to go middle path first, presume for the 2 combats. Either way, if we're going middle, he opens up 4 different paths, which could be a chance of a scouter, anything that he needs. And gamble the fact that it's not a wish fulfilled.
Alright, here comes noise disturbance, regular, lots of Dominion tiles though, so it's gonna be a little spicy. You can see the relicless Enos placement right here. He needs to like really rely on Yato to handle some of these earlier enemies, because Deegan's about to die though.
Dagon is taking critical damage.
Critical damage, and remember he has incantation medic, so he can't heal his Deegan without hitting something. So it's
really tough. He had to put one down right now.
You know, what's a really disgusting idea he can use here is use an incantation medic as bait. You know, they take damage, but they heal as well. It does stall a little bit of time for your Deacon.
That
But
is
it
true,
doesn't.
yes.
It doesn't stall that long though, because incantation medics heal based on the damage they do, and this caster has a lot of res, so the incantation medic
Right.
can't even heal as much for Dagon right now. So it's a little problematic.
Yeah.
And he took
Ooh.
Yato's skill 2, I think I saw, and which doesn't really help
Mhm.
kill the casters.
It's a bit difficult to
goes
catch this
for-
caster, yeah.
Yeah, he has to give up the position.
He goes for back tank, so this is a very good set adjustment from him. You definitely cannot like your Deacon's gonna die. You might as well undeploy and then start to Bang's about
Ooh,
to
that
die, though.
That's
Fang
close.
doesn't have a lot of HP left, as you know.
Two incandescent. It's manageable. It's manageable. She is slowly gaining her health back up with 2 medics instead of 1.
Yeah, but
It's
that
considered-
that Amiya is below half now. Play slowly. You know, this is one mistake and it can lead to a snowball of a
spiral,
lot
yeah.
of lost life.
I'm more surprised he hasn't used Yato on the caster yet, which
No, he's
he can
waiting-
deal with right now. Obviously,
I think he's saving
waiting
for that
on
drone.
Yeah, he's waiting. He's saving it for
Drone
the
guy,
range guy.
yeah.
Yeah, the drone guy. Drone guy is
Yeah.
is the deadliest thing on the stage. So very good on him to respect the drones. Right now, the caster is easily dealt with 2 incantation medics, healing Fang. So there's no problem there, especially
Cool.
with Milnar taking a lot of the damage. But here comes the big guy. The big guy is like a little problematic. Deegan is finally back up, so this should stabilize. Now he just needs to make sure that he gets all the drone guys. Make sure that the attack drones don't hit his front line. Definitely not the usual setup you see because of how he doesn't have a real and proper medic, which is what I'm very curious about actually. Which medic do they end up decide on picking, right? Is it the Nightingale angle or do they go for the AI angle? And I think you definitely have to go for the AI angle here.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, as although I do like playing Nightingale, you know, like one of the things is they're lacking a lot of healing and it doesn't look comfy, it doesn't look comfortable playing with such lacking resources.
And speaking of lacking resources, it doesn't have damage right now. Like he has
That's
defense down,
true.
sure, but that's not enough, especially with Deegan. Like we were mentioning earlier about how it's nice because with Deegan, but Deegan already ignores a decent amount of damage, a decent amount of defense, and so the defense down isn't as impactful. Oh, here comes the E2 Milner.
now he has the offensive damage you was just talking about, right?
Well,
That's-
not exactly. No,
Not
it still doesn't fix
exactly.
your problem of actual damage, right? Like what I mean is like actual attack stats. Right now, if you go into the stage, if he E2s all his operators right now and goes a man-made carnival regular, you'd still struggle.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
You'd still
For
like,
sure.
you'll definitely have to suffer a lot of leaks, like maybe 4, maybe 6 leaks on man-made carnival with the amount with his relics right now. He does have a lot of deployment limit, which is nice, right? 8 deploy on any stage is pretty good, but I'm a little scared for him in the damage department, especially once we go to floor 5. He will probably get barrel 2. He still needs a flag for most of his operators. Yato, as hard as she can carry, she cannot solve barrel 2. So you definitely need to be able to get your DP generation somehow. And here we go, practical test, emergency. How does he open the stage? This is one of the harder stages to play with Barrow because you have to be careful with which operators you end up deciding to open with. He decides to go with Milnar. He thinks Ines alone on the back end can hold this lane, but it's a little tough right now. Ines' skill is down. He doesn't have any more Vanguard. Just puts down Fang. Fang needs 2 skill activations for it to be DP positive. It will take some time.
Whoa, Fang is.
Oh. Yeah, Fang died, and then unfortunately he
Ooh,
missed.
wait.
He misses the block on the
Deacon-
Dagon, which is really dangerous because I think
Yeah,
Ella is
that
gonna.
Ella's
Yeah, look at
gonna take
that.
So much damage, more than half on one hit. As I think he's forced to undeploy here.
He has to undeploy here, activate he activates the Milner skill early, and he activates the Inna skill early too. Oh, this is a little problematic right now.
Yeah, this
When
is
does
really
he?
hard.
Yeah, when does he undeploy Innes and when does he deploy a medic? Because right now his Deegan's bleeding. He can't activate Deegan's skill until he sees the double big Dorothy drones or whatever. So and he's Yato's not back because of the DP.
Yeah,
so
and that Winar is a little low, right? Like
Yeah, that was forced. That was a forced read skill because he has to keep Mona alive in this situation.
And Ines
these
is fighting
guys.
for her life right now. Oh, he forgets to activate the Deegan skill. This is not good at all.
Yeah, this is
not good at all.
great.
He doesn't have enough. Milner skill is
yeah,
off.
I don't think he has enough damage for these drones. You know, this first one walks top versus maybe you just have to leak it, you know, like.
But the Milner skill is back up, which is that early activation that is paying off right now.
Oh, it's not saving the Deacon skill.
He
nice
needs Deacon skill right now, and I think he probably didn't mean to activate the skill on the first cycle. He just wants to basically kill with Milnar Deacon when the drones are awake. It's a little bit better to do it this way, but now he has to deal with this drone. If he doesn't deal with this drone right now, this drone might just go leak because it goes straight to your blue box. And I don't know if Amiya and Orchid can you guys?
Yeah.
He does have an Ines. He can. Oh, nice.
Deacon skill here. He does Deacon skill right now. He needs to deploy his Ines on the front line if he wants to stop any more of these guys from waking up. But I don't think that is a priority right now because there is another big drone coming on soon. Oh, do you do it? Do you not do it?
But
He's waiting.
He activates another one.
But he doesn't have Deacon skill active. This guy is definitely going to go on Milnar's tile. Oh, auto instead.
And he lets another one though.
Skill. This is not good. If Milner gets blocks this.
Okay, it doesn't have the stun though. You know, sacrificing the time.
He wakes up
the
drones. So this is a struggle. This is a scramble right now because he needs to kill all the small enemies, and then he can just simply Yato the rest of the stage. Another reason why Texas is better than Yato. Yato can actually deal damage and not be DP negative, trying to handle these enemies. So very. It should be a fine. It should be a comfortable enough clear. That is an Ella S1. That is an Ella
for
S1.
the slow. It's better here because these drones, you know, you might not know, viewers, but like they are stun immune, so you do need to deal with them in quote unquote creative ways.
He is letting his operators die, so it's not very DP positive, but he does have enough DP to deploy Yato enough times to kill him. But that right now is the problem. He can't really deploy anybody because they just get one shot and needs to stall by deploying something. So he needs to pick one hit first, and then deploy Dagon with an incantation medic to heal. But this guy hits four targets, so it will take time. Not take time. It will hit all the targets, and he's out of DP, so he can't deploy any more Yatos. So
but look at this. Both the DPS have they both have their skills up, which is a potential kill here because
the tremble stopping the attack when Winar starts blocking as dang.
Well, when he died just before
the trade.
Coming out unscathed from two really difficult fights on floor
almost.
4.
And that's a level.
And that's
and there's a flute. Very
shrub as well.
I'd love to be in his position now, you know. Like this is an amazing place to be in IS4. Actually no, I retract that statement. It's still iffy. It's still no medic, no defender, so we're not sure about your ending 2 tank.
So right now his hope curve is what I would call average. So my estimated like average hope for IS4 is actually roughly around 72, 74 hope. And with the last 2 level ups, that would bring him to like around 76 hope. So he's a little bit above average. So, what is this? Is this a
Shop
It is a
Bosky. It is a shopping
boss.
Bosky.
Yeah.
Shopping Bosky.
Oh,
He is. It's time to cash in with all of
He
his
also-
ingots, all of his hope. So hopefully
58. Very nice.
2 in a row. No,
No,
2 in a row.
No,
missed.
He does get rid
Yeah.
of
He
arrows,
did
so it's
remove
very
the
good.
barrow. That's very nice.
Very good. Oh, more
pure hope.
gold
There's a defender.
Pure gold.
and a defender
And
as
pure gold,
well.
yes.
Yeah. You can even
mean-
consider getting. Oh, it's a little bit risky to get the horizon this
Sniper.
early.
He took the
He doesn't
sniper
even have a
advancement.
No, he took the
Sniper yet.
defender. Shoo.
No. He
Yeah,
took the
of course.
sniper book.
Yeah,
That
he
is
took
the
the
Oh,
sniper
sniper
book.
book.
wait, the sniper book?
Yeah,
Interesting.
he doesn't have a sniper.
He does have the cruise, but
Okay.
maybe he takes the ray. You know, we've seen him take the ray before, and
So
maybe he
you're-
does it again.
He doesn't take the
skips
pure gold.
He definitely skipped pure gold. It's not that good of a relic. He goes for the defender
Yeah.
advancement book. Goes for a bracelet because it's half price. Goes for the half price in the half price index. Crazy,
Ooh,
right?
But it's
does
also
he get the
another
shoe
defender-
E2 here.
Yeah, there's another
Hmm.
defender promotion book.
I don't think you go for it. You definitely want to recruit more operators, but no, he just goes for it. Is he gonna go for console? He probably should go for console.
I think the console is worth here as 4-leaf
Oh.
clover. I love that relic, but he does still have one more shop. Maybe he
I
can get some more
Yeah.
things from here.
I think
Right,
4-leaf
South
clover
is
is not
banking
that
on-
good of a relic, especially in floor 4. If you get it early, like floor 2, maybe early floor 3, it's a decent
Yeah.
relic. Maybe floor 1 shop, maybe it's a decent buy if you have really nothing else, but it's really rough. Oh, that's
Whoa, what's that
advancement?
specialist
More
book?
index.
I think that's a advancement for specialists. So I wonder if he's gonna go for it as a Yato player, but it's not.
It's not in his mind
The
right now,
worst.
right? He's
I don't
more
think
looking
it's
for
that
something.
optimal with his Yato doesn't really need advancement. It's effectively just -2 DP, which is nice, but I don't think he needs it, especially after he
Oh,
Yes,
wait,
that
that
one.
that
Yeah,
is- that is a
25%
cutie.
bloodbath. It's
Oh, it's a
that's
cutie.
It was a cutie. I thought it was
Oh,
advancement.
amazing.
No, that's his damage right there. And
Oh,
he's
that's
able to increase
25%
speed.
damage. Yeah.
Yes. That's not 25% damage, it's 25% attack, which is like a
True.
big distinction. 25% attack translates to more than 25% damage for Tekken. So
Oh,
now
yeah.
he gets a specialist voucher and another defender supporter voucher.
Maybe
Definitely for-
considering just getting more index here as
yeah.
points
he doesn't-
maxing, I believe, is the name of the game here. We saw like 2 amazing runs on the stream yesterday. It really neck to neck, really close, and like you don't want to risk having your opponent overtake you in points, and that index
Well, he
might path
doesn't.
you to.
He doesn't need the index though, because he has two. He has a scout node, another scout node lined up in the next combat. He like the next node he has reproduce in the back pocket. So if he wants, he can go to the next floor with extra 3 indexes with E2
Three?
two more operators,
Yes.
right? But right now he needs to
He
like
needs the E2 Ella, right? For the
That's the
Yeah,
thing, though. I
actually,
don't
you're
think
right.
you do
He has-
E2 Ella. I don't think you E2 Ella
Nice.
here because you can send out your read and your
that's
NS and your
true.
Ella to E2 them with the scout. So he
I
might just go
guess.
for the relics here. He does go for the relics here. That is the points maxing play, and the actual
I
better
see.
play.
I'll say though, I'm not sure if he exactly gets he's just gonna turn this. Why not turn the next set?
I would change the next set, yes, because it allows you to skip the next 2 combats effectively, right? And then still get a safe house and the scout and 2 more extra two more extra scout nodes. But now he has only 2 scout nodes instead. So this actually is a little problematic because this means that he can't send out he can't send out like too many of his operators, because if you send out too many of your operators, like your Ines or your Ella, and then you have to clear the next stage with like even less operators, right? But he does have the E2 shoot to make up for it. What does he do here? He goes for the next combat. You definitely want to go to that last shop to see if you can get any form of voucher. It's probably going to be just a voucher shop, not really like a relic shop. Doesn't want to go for index at all, because you're going to get 2 indexes the next floor. Hard to say.
True. I will say it is ideal. He did get like 4 hope from that concorded scout, that concorded. Oh, actually I forgot the name of the relic, but sorry, full Dartel, but like it's concorded. It gives 2 hope every node you do concord it with, and that's good value, right? Like now he can get another 6-star recruit, or like just free E2 without feeling too guilty about being too low on possibly the next combat, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think he really just wants a medic. At this point, it's the medic voucher is the game, and he's all good. He's all confident. He's
Well-
chilling, ending 2.
I think supporter voucher should also work here. He definitely wants another supporter voucher. He definitely wants another medic voucher. One of the two should be a good fit for him. But honestly, the most pressing issue right now is still a Vanguard voucher. E1 Ines is very rough, especially on floor 5 with this squad. You definitely don't have a Mountain Seas solution just yet. You don't have a flag for March or Man-Made Carnival, right? Definitely needs
Ooh,
more
that's
assistance.
true.
Like Man-Made, even with the 25% attack on the guards is still not trivial, right? Doesn't have enough CC, doesn't have enough damage, doesn't have
Yeah.
enough in general, right? So
Even with the Mwinar check, because we'd like to say this: emergency man-made carnival is a Mwinar check. It is like a Mwinar stage, but like it's hard. It's not a simple stage. And yeah, you're right. Like I actually, honestly, I'm still more worried about this healing, right? Because that, one thing I would like to like, you do need a lot of damage for all of these stages, but one thing that's common throughout all of floor 5, especially these 3 emergency stages, is the amount of healing you need to solve them, the amount of tanking, right? And he doesn't have a proper medic, so
yeah,
you know.
his read will be to for the next floor, so something like instinct contamination is pretty much solved at this point. Oh, here comes caster voucher. You're a caster specialist player, right? Surely you pick a caster here, right?
I like the
picks,
silence though. I'd be very
COB.
happy with that silence.
I think it's too early for a KOB.
Really?
Yeah,
definitely,
me too.
definitely it's a skip voucher. Don't get baited. Don't get baited. It is definitely a skip. Unless you somehow get like E2 Mostima, then it's no longer a bait.
Yeah, Itu Mostima on his squad is quite nice, surprisingly.
Yeah, because so there's really like two ways to play IS4 in my opinion. One is a damage or a tanking heavy strategy, which is what the most players play in the tournament, right? They pick Milnar, they pick Vegan, they pick Reed, right? You just tank through the damage, tank through the enemies, and then you activate skills and then you kill them. But there's the other version which doesn't really pick like Reed or Dagon and is CC heavy, right? So that's where you see the Texas, that's where you see Ascalon, that's where you see Mostima. More CC options, delaying the enemies and then grouping them up and then using an AoE skill like Dagon to take care of them. Here comes a supporter voucher.
Wow, going in here.
Ooh,
with
yeah, that's the support that you
$6.
mentioned. Maybe Quirkus, no, for ending 2.
I don't know if it's early or not, but he has to make a decision. Does he go for a Quirkus? Does he go for Heidi? He definitely has his cursor.
I still don't think he has enough healing for that ending 2, right? So
Well,
yeah, but it's still a bit of healing. At least.
oh yeah, even ending 1, in fact.
Yeah, especially if it's ice cold. Ice cold, he
He's
doesn't
definitely
have
looking
any
for it.
form of he definitely doesn't have enough healing for it. But if you pick Quirkus here, it's kind of rough. Yeah,
Heidi.
he might go
Yeah.
for the Heidi. If he gets a medic voucher right here, no medic voucher, no voucher whatsoever. He doesn't even have enough ingots for it. So, Force Relic, is it good? Tree Fruits.
Tree Fruit.
Very
Ooh.
lucky on his part. Does he get any form of attack speed, maybe physical damage, maybe
Even
attack
hope,
up?
maybe.
He doesn't need hope right now. He needs
Well,
He can level up on the next combat, right? He's not too
Well,
no,
two
he
combats.
does not.
Really?
He
43
does
on the emergency is
yeah, but the next combat on this first node is usually not an emergency.
right.
It's
So-
never an emergency unless
yeah,
you
but-
change it.
Yes. So, yeah, but to be continued, we'll find out in the next, like, stay tuned for another hour, I guess, and you'll find out what he picks, what he gets from the tree food.
Yeah, as we switch
He's-
over to Cola here.
Yeah. Soup's definitely edging us by not picking this tree fruit.
Look, we love tree fruit. It's points maxing. It's gambling.
Mhm.
Who we love gambling. We're Art Knights players.
What does it not have?
Well,
Exactly. It has everything.
so up next is, I believe, Cola, right? Deegan start special training, if I remember correctly from the qualifiers. Is he still going to stick with the special training Deegan squad? We'll find out. I think special training in this format is arguably the strongest squad if you can somehow get the necessary stops, like just get surprisingly, if you can get surprise and then pop your surprise like early floor 5, very late floor 4, and you manage to get it that far, you probably are able to pop off. But it's very rough, in my opinion, very rough for
Yeah, I'd say it's a very stable, it's a very strong squad. One of the big things when facing Sentinel in IS4 is the hope curve, right? The hope curve is rough, and special training squad, the squad that saves the most in the most hope, is very stable, is very strong in IS4. But one of the things is surprise, right? Surprise is a fold that, if not used in the tournament, gives you a 1.02 multiplier at the end. And 2%, although seems small, is quite a lot of points, right? I did some math, I did some napkin table math, and the thing is, if you get like a 2,000, let's say 2,500, that's like the average score. It's around 50 points, like from that 2%. And that's more than one emergency. That's a lot of points, Sometimes one emergency is the difference between winning or losing in SGL2.
Funny that you mentioned that special training is the most stable squad. No, I don't think special training is the most stable squad. If anything, special training is the most unstable squad. But I still think it is the highest, but has the highest potential of winning the tournament. It's the best squad for winning the tournament because of how your draft goes. Second only to maybe Guard Vanguard, very close second to. Like Guard Vanguard is a very close second because of how more stable Guard Vanguard is, right? You're able to take more combat, more chances on with E2 Dagon and stuff, right? But the special training, the hope curve is very, how would I say it, special, right? Special training has a special hope curve, duh. But special training definitely saves a little bit more hope. Here comes the hope start. Definitely see the special training right here goes for the Deegan. Are you going to borrow someone's Deegan? You are going to borrow someone's Deegan. That is the principal play. If you are going for a non-E2 start, you might as well borrow pot 6, because Deegan pots unironically like change the way how you play Dagon. If you have pots on Dagon, it literally almost doubles your damage, which is kind of crazy.
Really?
I'm kind of a disgusting
That is the
Deacon.
Surprise!
That's amazing.
That
for
is
special
that
training.
Yes, very amazing for special training, especially for Cola. If I remember correctly, Cola had the exact same fold as a big opener for special training on his qualifier. Well, not qualifier, his group stage run. So this is going to be very interesting to see that he gets it again. Simply high roll, as another one of our Ian players says it. Like, it's the battle of the high roll, the best high roller of the past versus the best high roll in the present, right? And these players are both high rolling right now. Soup has an amazing high roll with all the indexes on floor 1 leading up to floor 2, getting those the vouchers he needs, right? He gets reproduce, he gets the scout, he gets all the endings, right? Very good high roll. It doesn't look like a high roll so far, but he has damage on his vegan, he has damage on his Milner, he has he has decent collapses, he has decent indexes going into floor 5, he has tree fruit at the very end of floor 4. Very it doesn't look like a high roll, but to me it's like, damn, you're high rolling right now. But like I said, man, Cola just needs surprise. That's the one thing about special training, is that you just need this one specific fold, and the moment you get this one specific fold, the squad pops off, and he just got it.
Yeah.
Simply it.
Well, I was expecting him to leak at least 1 or 2 here, but obviously I'm not a Dagon player. So
It's very stable.
The SC just
there's no
literally melts
issues.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But right now, there's a problem though with special training, because you start with E1 Dagon. If he gets the next emergencies no more than 4, which could very well happen, he will have to suffer a lot of leaks. Unless, nope, caster voucher.
Very
Wonder what he's gonna
unlucky.
pick here.
Caster, not the worst. Maybe he can stem the bleeding. Instead of 4 leaks, it could be like around 2 leaks with Steward as a bait. But we'll see. Ooh,
He's
not
not
a
high rolling on
great
the
sucks,
encounter.
yeah.
That is for sure.
That's a
Anything
little
but
painful.
this.
As it is the emergency,
It
but
is
I
not it.
can't read Chinese.
I
So
think
I
that
don't know what
is Hands of Moss emergency. I could be wrong. Yeah, Hands of Moss emergency. So very one of the easier floor one emergencies for Dagon. He locked out. This is a very lucky stage because if it was anything, let's say emergency, beast awaiting slaughter, or maybe emergency no more than 4, especially on emergency no more than 4, you 100% leak, and you don't want to be leaking early, right?
Well,
'Cause,
Yeah, I'll say I'm pretty confident even without the extra body. Like I've played Deacon starts. I love the E1 Deacon start. I'm a disgusting Eternal Hunting player. I am a disgusting support squad player, which is not a good squad, by the way. And I feel very confident about most of floor 1 and floor 2 with the E1 Deacon, right? Like even Payback, which is notoriously hard on floor 2 with E1 Deacon and a few more bodies. Like I've practiced it, and this is no issue. Beast awaiting slaughter is no issue, but NMT4 emergency no more than 4, that's a different beast altogether. I swear. The demons at Yostar cooking a stage so difficult on floor 1 that it brings the fear of God in me.
Yeah, no more than 4 faction on floor 1 is very deadly. Especially, it basically killed one of the more popular starters pre-expansion, which was Reed Star. You almost never see Reed Star anymore because just because of no more than 4, which is kind of crazy. You leak less on a third floor emergency than on than a floor 1 emergency.
Yeah. You know what it killed for me, Oyana? The 4-star start. The 4-star start with the Pinecone click start. It's
Here
now
comes the
dead.
damage.
Ooh.
And that is an index as well, and you get some medic voucher as well. What do you pick here? I mean, you can't really pick anything.
Yeah, he has to
Yeah,
pick
I mean,
one
Hibiscus is
standard.
kind of great here.
Yes, but the index, if only he gets another combat above it, it's actually not that bad.
Oh,
of a
there's
choice.
another guard book. That is 25.
That's
attack?
not
That was
instant E2. I believe
think
that's
that's, fuel.
advancement.
I think that's fuel and
Yeah,
SP battery
but-
is what he's looking for right now. But
You see
Yeah.
two. Look carefully, Oyana. Like the two spaces to the right of that Vanguard book. He has an 8-cost guard book, and maybe it might be Acuity. Who knows? Or
well,
maybe
I mean,
it's
if he's not picking it, it's definitely
Yeah.
advancement.
It is advancement.
Oh, he missed
That
it.
is-
Yeah, that's
he
so
missed-
sad.
He missed hope. So one of the big problems with special training, in particular, why we want a shop, is the hope curve for special training is very backloaded. And what I mean by this is that you usually get your hope like near the higher levels of the run, right? Like level 6, level 7, level 8 is where you get most of your hope to E2 your operator, especially level 9, level 10. But that's usually at the end of the run where you don't have that many vouchers, so you can't really cash in on special training squad, right? So you really want the early hope to get you up on the hope curve, get you more chances of getting the vouchers that you want for promotion. And yeah, missing out on the Banshee's Kiss here for +8 hope really hurts them, because especially with the 2 combat floor 1, hard to say, man. I don't know what he's gonna go for here. He was high rolling, and suddenly we're back to not high rolling anymore.
I feel like high rolling at the start was a lot less valuable than high rolling now. Maybe it could be a reset.
Well, stabilizing
Well, it depends on the sport
early
too.
is really nice. It's value. It's just value, right?
Yeah, right now we have to see if he can get a good floor 2 this floor 2 layout
Doesn't look great.
kind of
It's-
yikes.
It's very bad. Getting an encounter, unless it's a fight. Oh no,
Yeah, if
even
he gets
worse.
migrated-
Not even.
If he gets a migrate here, then suddenly it's all worth it.
I have never seen a migrate from
Or a
this
hunt.
node.
Nope, never mind.
Nope.
Even worse with
Right.
convergence
and
as
convergence too.
well.
And look at that scout. Look at that boss key facing
scout.
away from another. I think This
I
is a
think it
reset.
has to be a reset, right?
This definitely looks like a reset angle at this point. You definitely cannot take floor 2 route with special training, which is one of the big downsides of this squad. Is it's almost impossible for you to go for scout on floor 2 with just simply how you don't have E2s. You don't have E2s going to floor 3. You have to take a floor 3 emergency. Good luck. You have like 2 E1s. You have 2 6-star E1s, and you have to clear emergency shady, and you're dead. You straight up die. Here comes payback with
Ooh,
E1 Degen.
you know, yeah, this is a hard stage, you know. E1 Degen with payback is some extra jank. It's amazingly hard to do the stage, even a normal payback, right? With the E1 Degen, you have to bait. You have to be very careful of your degen skill activations, right? And all of your healing, because that Londinium artillery enemy hurts a lot. That's arts damage that you have to be very careful of recovering as.
Well, he's not using skill here. He's letting it run.
You have to let this one leak, as you need to save the skill for enemies. You know, one of the most threatening enemies for the E1 degen on payback is either the dog or the tank enemy that comes from the top. Not the artillery cannon, but those two would just really quickly kill degen. And you know, with Steward, this is why we actually draft the Steward from caster vouchers. The
and Steward's dead.
Well, yep. Hopefully he does have enough HP to hopefully tank all of this, as the I don't know what you call those, but I'll just call them like terminals. The terminals do have the most HP on the stage, and one of the things with those terminals is they always take or taunt the attack of the cannon, the 9 shots of arts damage, as not too smooth, but it is a reset angle. So as long as you survive the stage, I think you just go into the boss key and get into the next floor. You know, next run.
Yeah, but you really don't want to be resetting when you have surprise in the back pocket. It's just really unfortunate that you have to consider resetting with surprise in the back pocket, especially with how hard the getting the relic is, right? So here comes it's a dog spawn. So you got lucky. If it was the wither tank spawn, this stage is definitely way harder than it needs to be. Right now he's about to bleed a terminal. Nope, activated the terminal. Terminal is now good to go. But he doesn't have DP because of the
DP, but I think he is able to kill this one.
Yeah. Here he goes. He puts down the spot. Or sorry, the Steward. The wrong operator. Yeah, as it's just the last enemy.
Really smooth, yes.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the E1 degen. This is not easy, but you know, this is good management on Cola's end, right? Like all the resources, making sure even that terminal HP is a resource. You just don't want that. As long as they don't die, as long as their HP doesn't go to 0, they're bait that you can use.
And it's a specialist, not a guard, so it's he can't really take anything. He
doesn't have enough hope to level to take anything either. And I don't know what you're on about with beautiful, man. I see this as too much effort for regular for normal stage.
Hey, look, I play support squad E1 degen. I play Eternal Hunting E1 degen. I played the 4-star start. This is like good for me. Like I'm happy with these things. I don't know why. Maybe I'm like Zai. I turn on masochist mode for like IS4 at some points.
I think he has to go for the scout here. Scout your Deegan out. You definitely need a little bit more power. You can't go for the route weave in that here. Route weave is at actual suicide for this part, so you might as well go for floor 3 with one more super speed, or do you go for passage nostalgia? Definitely the first option is better for for like managing your collapse, but he just goes for his second option. Not bad.
He doesn't really
I mean,
have any.
it's just a reset.
specialist.
I feel like maybe you
Yeah.
do hunt
I
though.
don't think it's a reset angle at this point. Oh, let's see what the pathing looks like. He has his ending
That's
two.
not bad.
That we
Or
don't know if that
But
last
it's
node
not
on the top is a
great.
scout, but there is an encounter, which leads me to believe that it could be, but it's not guaranteed. Oh, was that Earthquakes? Or was that Blade Signifier?
Maybe he does lock in here as
Yeah, right now I
And
think he actually got a really
emergency.
good pathing. Then maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't reach a shot, but
No, he goes.
he's
he,
resetting.
he might be considering the reset. Yeah, because you don't
It's
see the
just-
scout, you definitely have to go for the reset
Yeah.
reset angle here.
like I respect it. I would also be deeply not confident about this run, right? Like you don't see the scout, you do stabilize with the E2 degen on floor 3, but it's just E2 degen. And your hope curve doesn't look amazing because you were forced to draft that Amiya, right? His
Mhm.
resources are thin for a floor 3.
Well, I mean,
it's not looking good.
that's the thing though, right? He has hunt lined up, he has a surprise lined up, but sometimes it's just not enough for special training. He needs to high roll even harder. And
Yeah.
he really like the buying all those items on the first before the reset really hurts. Because
Yeah,
you really do need some
imagine-
form of like you need three. So you really want 3 combats on floor 1, and you want to have like a decent like some form of hope or economy gain on the shop. He got like what? He got SP station that he didn't use, and he got fuel for his non-existent Vanguard. So it literally his shop didn't do anything for him. So definitely
Yeah.
needs to get a little bit better on the shop RNG for sure.
But now he has to roll for no more than 4 on floor 1 again. On the roll against.
Honestly, I'd be a little more afraid of you want that surprise, you want that guaranteed shops. You're like, as Oyana said, you're giving up 2 really amazing folds, the hunt and the surprise on this run, right? Like that hurts. You have half of your tools, but you're not confident to use them. You're on floor 3, you only have the E2 degen, you were forced to use the Amiya, which all things considered isn't cheap. That's 4 hope for a stable for an operator that's there to just stabilize your run. So yeah, like
Oh,
it's
here
rough.
comes.
Oh, okay.
Here comes the second the account swap. Definitely switching to a lesser account. I'm looking at. I saw their Deegan. Their Deegan definitely didn't have. Was not pot 6. So this is gonna be another borrow angle from them. And Telekia as the assistant though. I don't know about that, man. That's bad juju. All right, switch it back. Switch it back to your favorite operator right now. Ruin this. Whoever you're borrowing the account for, ruin it right now by putting in the real good, the real assistant. Typhon.
We saw it earlier. Hey, we saw it earlier. It was the Eblana. It was the banana. It's a bit of spoilers for CN, but you know what you gotta do. You see, you do see SC players, right? Or yeah, and then they have those operators 6 months in advance.
So right now he is making sure that the operators that he plans to draft don't have the ban modules on that operator screen, because it does reset to whatever your default is on the operator screen if you do decide to pick up those operators. So just unequip raise module just to make sure that he doesn't even have to spend any mental stack on it, which is good. So we see the 2 hope start with special training again. So hopefully they get lucky this time with the special training squad RNG of simply get hunt, simply get surprise, simply get some form like even console, early console or hero, and if you can get a hero console or maybe a shaman console, 2-node console, suddenly makes your early floor so much better because you get like 1 level of hope sooner. Really strong. Right? Does he go for a Deegan? That's an E2 Deegan. It's the Iblana from her. It's another Iblana main. All right, let's go Iblana mains. Log in.
Wait, EM players, close your eyes. Don't look. Spoilers.
Let's see here. Is it
Here
3
it comes.
combats? Does he get it?
Hunter.
One,
And
Three
it's
combats
there it
and-
is.
And then a guaranteed emergency on top of that
Yeah,
too.
that's
So
amazing, you know? Ooh. If I was Cola, I'd be much happier to see
Yeah,
this.
I think by far he's got us in the better role.
this is regular beast, if I remember correctly. Nope, this
Nope.
is ooh, that I don't know if you can get
Oh.
that chest. That chest is
I will
very
say-
spicy.
It's really hard to get that chest with the E1 to get. It's possible if you know like how to greet it. And one of the things I do to get that chest as an E1 degen starter myself is actually not to start with the degen deploy, but to start with the orchid deploy.
With the
So
bottom spawn though, that's risky because because you if you suddenly
Yeah.
wake up the guy and you don't have Deegan up, that's guaranteed -1. And I don't think you want to risk it, right? So they're just gonna go straight up for a little bit of a different deployment. They're just gonna go with Orchid. Unfortunately, I don't think this gets the chest. There's too many enemies. Orchid gets too distracted.
yeah,
Mm,
that's
but
why
there is
I
an
opened
option.
the orchid. Ooh,
Oh,
it's a
here
little
comes.
tight here.
You're a little tight, but Orchid is almost able to open the chest.
Yeah.
I think it is
Orchid-
quite possible.
Don't think
If
she makes it because of this. Oh wait, no, but he does face Deegan down, so he might make it. Wow.
Yeah, he will
that's
does make
something
it.
I didn't consider.
wow, and he
Facing
greets
Deegan
it
down.
just in time.
just in time. Chest
Ye-
secured. Assistant not changed. All is good with the world. All right. What is the first voucher? Imagine he gets a guard voucher, right?
That would be
Simply
hilarious.
guard
Defender,
voucher. Nope.
Defender.
No,
That's not
Defender
too,
is still
yeah,
pretty
that's not
good.
too bad.
Yeah, defender is good because it allows you to not leak on no more than 4. And speaking of, here comes no more than 4. Let's see it.
On emergency.
Emergency, no more than 4.
And the D1.
Predictions. You know, I mean, it is like leakless now that he does have the spot, but like you still want the, Ansel double heal crits. You still want the spot physical dodges. It's by no means does just having spot make this stage easy for E1 Degen.
Yeah, it's still pretty rough. Like E1 Degen, the reason why this stage is so difficult is because they have defense, right? They get a defense buff when they're next to each other, so Deegan doesn't do that much damage, especially on E1. So you definitely need to time it. And also look at that, Deegan's like taking a lot of damage.
Yeah,
Deegan's skill.
Yeah.
and the skill's not coming back as
Well,
quick as he wants to, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because
So
by
here-
now,
Yeah.
the other dude should start moving.
Mhm.
Here.
Oh.
He's
Slowing
that's
the Orchid
an-
has to distract.
that
interesting.
too
That's
early?
yeah, that might be too early as I don't think he gets enough Degen stacks for the next wave of Dublin soldiers here.
Might have to pop a skill definitely for sure because without Deegan
Yeah.
stacks, look at that. Deegan's already taking a massive amount of damage. That is a
That's the
crazy
answer.
Yeah,
amount.
that's not great. Oh, she
Ooh, wait.
almost bit the.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
doesn't
it's the
bite
difference
bullet point
of
yet.
he doesn't die for sure, but he will take a massive amount of damage if your Deegan does die at this point.
But here comes the second wave, though,
Here comes the
which
second wave
forces
for
the
sure.
spots.
Yeah, you have to
Comes the
imagine
spot
Spot
activation.
will take a lot lot of damage here.
Does he activate
Ooh,
now?
yeah,
Yes.
Caster?
Surely activate now, right? Like, or do you wait for
No,
the
he
caster?
wants to greet.
No, yeah,
no,
you
you
definitely
can't-
want to do it now.
You can't. Can you even afford to greet though? That's the better question, right? Like
That's
spot skill is
true.
running out, and Deegan's skill needs.
and
spot
spot is
dies.
dead. That is very bad. That's
Because
minus
it-
2.
-3.
Oh, 3. Does that dig into
okay.
the health?
No,
It does
yeah.
not. That's a 3 shield
Yeah.
special training starts with. So I guess all is
Oh,
good
right.
with the world.
It's no problem. It's unfortunately a bit of a loss of economy, but that's what you get for no more than 4 emergency. At least you get kudos from the crowd, you know. It's a hard emergency and respect, you know. Going
I mean,
there.
I don't know if I should respect not dying as a like somebody not dying to you respect somebody not dying, but I guess it is a clear. So good on them for clearing. Especially when it should be leakless, right? With the body with spot, I believe.
True.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big blunder, big misplay to me. Maybe they just didn't really fully realize that deploying the Orchid there actually was detrimental to him. Maybe it did save the Deegan from one more hit, but I don't know. Maybe
Well,
they could have like saved one more league.
A certain EN player has made guide videos on the E1 degen start with emergency NMT4, and I believe the position is similar. However, the deployment of the Orchid and the activation of the degen skill was a bit too early, possibly causing the leaks.
Mm-hmm. Definitely don't want to be making these kind of like, I don't want to say it, I don't you definitely don't want to be making these kinds of like rookie mistakes, especially on floor 1 when you can avoid it, right? Like floor 1's the most the easiest practicable stages because it's floor 1. You can reset your run at any point in time. You will have the same conditions, like you can practice as many different conditions every time, especially if it's a Deacon start on like special training, right? Like you don't even have to pick special training for your squad. You can pick like support squad, and it would function the same overall way as a special training squad, right? So it's just very unfortunate to see that like it's not well practiced, unlike Soup, where he was playing every stage as if it was emergency and clearing it on ×2 speed, while we have this. But not enough of that. We have regular beast. Hopefully they can clear this stage without no problem, which they should because it is regular, not emergency.
And he has a
I mean,
spot on
even in
hand.
an emergency, I wouldn't be too scared of emergency beasts. With the E1 again, he has
it
an
is
extra body in spot.
that is true, but it's still one of those situations where if you mess up, you easily could die to emergency beast as well, right?
True.
Like
That
the wrong skill
is,
timings.
yeah, that is a reality.
Uh,
There's some loading happening
yeah,
here.
just server.
I'm a little uncomfortable with this loading time.
Yeah, so speaking of loading, EN, I believe, is getting a maintenance today, so we might have to take an intermission while the servers do go down at that time. But this is not looking good, man. Like this is not he's not playing on these players are not
Yeah,
on EN. These players are on the Chinese server, so
I don't want to see
very.
another like
Another crash, right?
Are
run.
we
Yeah,
are we going to reset or like what is our tournament organizers like ruling on this? What is Babel's ruling on this? Let's take
it's
a look.
not over till it's over, right? It's frozen, but it's not quit out. It's not the WXY act of God where
Let's stop.
it just died.
Stop. Yeah, it hurts so much to think about.
I mean, right now the god is definitely acting right now, and it's not in his
Yeah.
favor.
Maybe run an ad.
Alrighty then. So I guess I guess emergency no more than 4 wasn't the hardest stage after all. It was actually floor 1 beast. Imagine the run ends here. Imagine Babel actually says, unfortunately, it is not an act of God. You have lost the run. So Su can literally just exit his run and go on to the next stage. So it will be a very short day if that does eventually happen. We'll see
I mean, yeah, but I don't want that to happen. This is a match I was very excited to see, right? It's Soup versus Cola. Two players, as I've mentioned, have similar scores, very different play styles, in fact, but like similar scores, I believe similar skill levels. And like, look, I want to build, I want to see a good match for Soup, right? Like, he's come all this way from SGL 1. It's the revenge match, and if it goes out on a whimper like this, can you really say you won? Can you really say you proceeded to the next stage with your head held? Yeah, your head held up high.
If Babel says so. Oh, I thought he closed the tab. Yeah.
So this is an interesting situation. So they are currently deciding what the ruling here is on if they're allowed to restart or not. It is early enough on the floor that we are able to like quickly do a restart, but against the competitive fairness, whatever, right? Like Babel's word is the law, and we'll find out what the law says in just a moment.
Mm. I honestly I want them to give the chance. I know their law,
Yeah,
but like it's floor one. It's he just did a reset. He just had the 3 combats. It just we're just here. We're so early into the match. I say give him another chance. Give him the opportunity to prove that he's an amazing player, that he can play this special training squad, that he's one of the best in the world in IS4.
One of the best capitalizers of high rolls, that's for sure.
wow, okay.
We'll have to see though, because as much as I wanna talk, I'm like talking down on the talking down his skill level. I think that they do show that they know pathing, they know the stages to a certain amount, right? Like maybe the minute details have gotten lost in the sauce, but honestly, those are just like we can easily be critical of the stage of the minute details for the stages, right? But pathing is not something you can easily learn or obtain or cheat without knowing a lot, without playing a lot. And it definitely shows that he has played a lot. So hopefully we
Yeah.
can get some form of information. Speaking of information, this is LD Player, one of the more stable emulators out there for memes aside. Even if you might run into issues with LD Player like lagging, stuttering, etc., at least this LD Player never crashes for me.
That's
Yeah,
I
me
use LD
too.
Player
I'd say that it very rarely crashes. Oh, like I'd be more worried about a Mumu player, right? But LD player
Okay,
crashing
so-
now at this time.
I don't think I don't think it's an LD crash, right? Like you're still in the stage, the game is still running. You're just perpetually stuck here, right?
It might be a server connection thing. I don't know.
I don't think it's a survey. I genuinely think it's a technical issue. Oh,
Ooh, and
he commits
that's a
to close.
quit out.
I mean,
He
there
has-
was no other way out. He has to close it, and
he has to close it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully that the server, it wasn't an act of God or a server issue. It could be a server issue. We'll see. Well, I mean, he's
Well-
currently streaming right now, so there should be no issue. But is the server just down for CN? This would have been really bad, especially if it was like somewhere mid floor 3, right? If imagine his floor 3, his first run was actually good and he kept playing, and then suddenly that happened, it's actually over, right? But right now, look, you see his I think Arknights is just down, like it's not even loading correctly right now.
Oh,
So-
that's an interesting situation. That's a
yeah.
mid-emergency CN patch. Live and first time here, folks.
Did we get confirmation that it is actually a CN patch live?
Yeah, do we know if we?
I don't know, but like, hey, that's that's a first.
Quick, someone load up the CN account. I will. I'm gonna load up my CN account and I'm gonna see if it's because he can't even load into a game right now, which is interesting.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
game,
That's
the
interesting
app is
overall.
loading, right? So we can definitely
Yeah.
see that the application's loading. I mean, this is the true end game, right? The true end game of Arknights is not playing the game; it's actually getting to play the game. We're running the emulator, setting up the emulator, setting all your keybinds, and then pause deploy setup. And then when you launch the game doesn't load.
Yeah.
the
Look,
classic.
I have like a disgusting amount of keybinds. I know most players
Okay.
they just need the QWER, the pause, the ×2 on deploy skill activation. I have 9 keybinds.
We have the 9 keybinds for.
Yeah, we get it fucking EBA admin. We get it.
Well, it's not eBay. There's a really there's an interesting story where it's for new account speedrunning where you do have to
Oh
press
right,
some,
yeah.
you do have to press some really important what they call this, like menu buttons in in Arknights to get that. You know, we are hunting, like I'm not sure if the viewers know about this. I am one of the checkers for speedrun.com in Arknights, and like one of the current bounties that's out there right now until July is the finish chapter 8 chapter 8 like JT 8-3 leakless. that stage must be cleared leakless in less than 12 hours. And we're theorizing, we're building to it. And I'd like to implore,
They
chat,
Sorry
right?
to cut you
We
off
look at
here,
that. Oh,
Lazy.
sorry.
So they just restarted their emulator, and we have
Mhm.
reports that other individuals are able to log into their CN account. So I hope and pray that their run was saved, and it's just an issue on their end with their network. But we'll have to see if it goes
Yeah.
through. Because if it is, oh, I
It's
see the
loading in now,
decompressing.
yeah.
It's loading in right now, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's uh until I get confirmation here, I'm not gonna say it, but it looks like we might have another CL situation where your runs forfeit and you're allowed to play to see if what your potential score might be, but it's not a valid score. We'll have to see.
I don't know,
That's
Very
like,
sad,
unfortunate.
yeah.
even if it's similar to a CL situation, right? Like CL legitimately just died to normal prisoner's night.
Prisoner's
That's
night.
not
Yeah.
something you want. And this is a disconnection, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
this is a
No,
disconnection.
that
And it
is definitely
ends
the
Oh my
here.
disconnection.
god.
And it
That's
ends
so.
right here.
Okay, is it actually, and like, did Babel rule it as an end? Is
Yeah,
We'll
this
I
find
don't
out.
know.
because I'd be merciful here, right? They just started. It's
Well,
just the start.
Yeah, it was
but
such a good
yeah.
start to both runs. Maybe Babel let him play on his other run. Oh wait, no, he ended that one. I forgot.
Well, you have to
And
end it, right? So
yeah, you do. Out of his hands, out of control.
out of control. Definitely for sure not how you want it to go out this way, but it's just tough, man. Sometimes computer problems do occur, and that's how your run ends when it comes to these tournaments. Is that we have a strict a strict policy when it comes to emulators and crashing and stuff because of how you can just feign like, oh, my emulator just crashed, and it's a very heavy RNG game, right? So you can't really uh
Yeah.
simply reset. So we will we're still waiting on official confirmation right now on what is going to happen. Whatever it is, this account is definitely donezo because you don't have a floor 3 buff, right? Yep, log out of the
Yeah.
log out of
Yeah.
the account. And this is what happens, man, when you don't change the assistant. That's like act of God right there.
I've seen a smite for WXY. I don't want to see a smite for Cola. It
Yeah.
just hurts. So, I'm still not exactly sure, but the sentiment does seem that it might be a non-score match play.
Mm.
Mm,
Well, we'll have to find out. We'll take some time to figure out the final rules. We are the player, whatever, no matter what, the player is given a chance to play again. But whether if whether if that run is going to be a scoring match or not is a separate question. We'll have to see.
But it looks like he's looking to a third account, so I guess he is going to do the non-score match if he is disqualified. Well, not disqualified, but
I think
Actually,
they're logging into
I'm-
their own account.
Yep. That's a different account.
yeah,
I think.
that's not.
That's
oh
their
no,
own
that is the
account,
main.
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Oh really? This is a Ray. Earlier I saw Neblana. Unless there's like a setting where you
Oh
can
right, no, yeah. I
multiple.
think this is a third.
Definitely a third account, and we're still getting some information on what to do right now.
We're gonna see Soup
Yeah.
finish this match.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it hurts. It's like I want to say something right now, but like I'm at a loss for words.
I'm stumped too, man. Like normally you
Yeah.
really don't want to see, as much as you want to root for a player or boo for root against a player, right? Like I'm as much of a hate as the next person, but this is not the way. This is not the way. You don't want to have their emulator crash for you to go through, right? But you know what they say, if your opponent doesn't show up on when it's match day, it is still technically a win for you. That is a skill. Showing up to your match is a skill, and unfortunately, right now, his LD
this
player did
skill?
not show up to the match.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, okay, like we all know this is gonna hurt Cola a lot. Even like, okay,
Mhm.
even if he does get that rerun and it is like a weight off his shoulders, it's a
Mhm.
like I'm gonna put myself on his shoes right
Mhm.
now, right? It's a mental hit. It
Mhm.
hurts. It's like, oof, I have to.
Yes.
I got this opportunity. It's gone. I'm not sure. I'm left in the dark. But
Yeah.
okay, we already know about that from Cola. But how about Soup? It's like, is this how I want to win? Is this how I want to get to the next round? I win, right?
Yeah.
I am in the semis, but at what cost?
Yeah, like it's definitely a little bit controversial, the decision for now, but I think the decision has been made. Cola's run will not be replayed. We will be taking another 10-minute break, well 9 minutes now, and we'll switch back to Soup's gameplay. And after that, Cola might do a non-scoring run to showcase us what he could have done. But unfortunately, that's what the ruling is. Babel has made the decision, and we're gonna be back, I guess, in roughly 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's painful. As well, we'll still see some amazing gameplay from
Right.
this non-scoring run from yeah. Back to SGL2 as unfortunately it has been ruled again that Cola's run is forfeit and we'll be switching over to Soup's run again. The continuation from floor 4. It is a bit unfortunate, but on the upside, we might see, I'm not sure actually, if we will see a possible run it back from Cola, like a non-scoring run, just to see how well he could have done.
Yeah, but right now we're back to Soup's run. He's finally done Ancient Tree Fruit maxing, Ancient Tree Fruit edging us for roughly half an hour instead of like 2 hours to find out what we get from the Ancient Tree Fruit. It's now. I'll find out now. But yeah, welcome back to Soup's run. Soup has essentially guaranteed his advancement through the tournament. Unfortunately, he probably doesn't want it to go through this way, but congratulations to him regardless. Yeah. Like I said, showing up is a skill, and not getting lucky, not getting unlucky is also a skill. So very skillful gameplay, a lot of HP, some minus collapse from warning fence, and squad size plus 2 hope for the scar. So it's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
So he is shield stacking like right now from that one node, which is kind of crazy. 13 HP, 8 shields, and then a 7 hope as well. So his next 2 combats are gonna be really strong because the two combats will probably level him up. So the next
look
two
at
combats,
this.
Yeah.
I would like to actually give a little bit of focus to that top pathing here. There's two nodes connected vertically, and I feel there's a pretty good chance of a boss key among these two.
And here comes the E2 Reed and the E2 Ella back to save the day, but it's still not trivial for man-made, right? You know what? Let me pull up Tomimi, find out what man-made's Chinese words are, so I can see it. I want to see man-made when I see it. Like I want to learn Chinese. If I'm gonna learn Chinese, one stage at a time. Which one's man-made?
Let's see.
Big sponsor.
Yeah. I see the Reed S2, so I don't think it's man-made. You don't bring Reed S2 to man-made, that's for sure.
I think the Reed S2 stage is probably Musical Disaster, one of the few stages that you bring Reed S2. It could also be March. Yeah, it looks like a musical. Oh no, Mountain Seas.
Mountain Seas. That's it. Really
this is
choice.
not good. This is not good at all. His Enes is naughty too, so he needs to do some U official tech right now.
Oh yeah, there's no invis reveal. You have to know. So like actually, even placing that U official, right? Like doesn't stun the enemy here.
No, this is part of the problem with deploying U official early, is that he deployed U official too early. It stunned the enemy, but he didn't have enough DP to deploy Yato. There is an actual timing. Oh no, he got it.
Oh.
He gets it.
He got it. Wow.
Oh, that was like a frame perfect.
He's just built different, He's just better.
But you know what's funny? This is actually a staple of the Yato gameplay. The U official tech for Mountain Seas is a staple for the Yato gameplay, especially for somebody who doesn't pick Ines at all. Because as a spec cast player, you actually can just get away with not picking Ines, which is
that makes sense.
Very interesting gameplay for Soup here, is that he knows how to play without Ines, which is kind of crazy. Most players don't really know how to play without Ines. Ines is technically a crutch for a lot of players, but it's a very good crutch because it really simplifies and solves a lot of the stages. But openers, for learning how to do different openers for different different situations is really helpful, especially in these situations where you don't have E2 Ines and you still need to clear the stage, right? So is that LS2? That is LS2. Yeah. That's an E2 He still picks LS2. Very interesting usage of Ella here, because he does need a little bit more stun. So having the stun is going to be very, very fruitful, especially for when Deegan tries to block the Shadow Blade, the Shadow whatever, Shanghai Zong, Shadow Assassins, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be very good. So here comes the Milnar skill right now. The block with Yato. Yato instantly dies, activates Deegan's skill right away, doesn't even wait. Here comes the Ella skill, a pop right now, puts on the stun mine, so instantly stunned when revealed. The guy does have a force wing, so he will get instantly stunned before when when Fang blocks it. So pretty good usage of a skill 2 actually. I like the showing of skill 2. And here comes the the Soup classic of ×2. Doesn't matter, you've cleared the stage pretty much.
Yeah.
It's pretty much standard here.
Oh, it's getting a little dangerous here.
Speaking of standards,
oh no
good.
problems here actually.
Times
Man,
two still
this-
not times wanting at all. Doesn't even need to do some form of ×2 bullet time except for maybe revealing the invis guy, but it's still pretty good. Doesn't even need to slow down at all. We are seeing speedrun strats done at a competitive level. There's no more Ella mind. He undeploys Ella at the perfect time as it was revealed, which is kind of crazy. And then Yato's the last guy. Apparently Ella is a stun mine by just undeploying her. Very excellent game.
Wow. I'll say, there's just something so special about these specialists, right? We've seen it with Polymer, we've seen it with Artosa, and now we're seeing it with a Soup. They're just built different. They don't do the Ella E2 start, they don't do the Degen E2 or Degen E1 start. These are very unconventional. These are not the majority. These are the minority starters, the minority runners, and they run these starts all the way to the end. The Arturia, right? All the way to the end. Dorothy, all the way to the end.
Hold on. We see an encounter on the second note here. Does he go for the second encounter? Try to go for Nameless here, Envoy of Justice.
Ooh,
I would
that's
go for it.
true.
I would definitely go for it. There's you get more nodes on the top path as well.
Yeah.
The chances of you forgetting a boss key is also pretty high, and you're able to enter that boss key. So going for this encounter is a decently valued play. Also, going back to your statement about how these guys are the minority, actually, I think Yato, if you played pre-expansion all the way to post-expansion and you stuck with
that's
Yato
true.
all the way, that definitely is knowledge that just passed, you just get, right?
That's
So,
true. That's true.
It's kind of insane to me that you still have they still carry they're still a Yato believer even to this day. I myself am a Yato player, but it's just so difficult to play Yato in the early stages that I'm like, just give me the sweet release of Ella. Simply turn off my brain. Let me play Ella. Turn off my brain. No more thinking. No more skilling. I've done this for 60,000 nodes. I'm kind of done. Oh, he goes for the encounter, but no combat. Just gets hope, and that's nice. Nice note. Do we go gambling? Does he have ingots for gambling?
I love
No.
gambling. HP. Hey.
That is a collectible.
Relic. Wow.
That's
Wait,
fantastic.
guard
That was really
vanguard.
good.
Okay,
That is a sharp blade. That's for sure. He goes for a more
Amazing.
He keeps gambling
Wow.
again. One more spin. You
Ooh.
go
No, I think he
plus
has to
two
pause
collapse.
here.
No, you go for collapse. You definitely
You go for
collapse.
collapse. Yeah.
You go for
Minus
collapse.
one?
I mean, it's
Huh?
24 out of 25, which is
I mean, you're gonna max it and next
yeah,
door anyway.
right
It doesn't
edging
matter.
it.
Yeah. It's you don't gain any repercussions except for maybe one collapse level up here.
he knows that he's already won. Oh, that's
A lost and found boss key. Wait,
Can we get-
he has the collapse for a floor 5 emergency. This is actually big points.
Yeah, but the floor 5 emergency he's gonna go into it blind. You don't know what the emergency is, especially without.
Oh
any
yeah,
index.
because he does have 0 index. That is really terrifying here.
So one of the problems here right now is that Yato, depending on the stage, has different skills. So he has to go hedge for the worst possible one, which is S3. S3 works for a lot of stages, but for certain stages you really want S2. Sometimes you might not want S1, but it's usually S2 or S3. So he goes for S3. He can't run Ella S2 anymore. He has to go for S3 plays, and he does have to go for. Doesn't have Enos E2 as well, so certain stages are really
Ooh.
problematic. And Reed is on S3 as well, just to hedge some of the stages as well, even if it's not perfect. But this is not Man-Made Carnival. I have Man-Made Carnival on the second screen. This
Okay.
is not Man-Made Carnival. This is requested.
Oh,
so-
requested. Okay, he's fine.
but it's not as trivial stage still though, because you don't have E2 NS, you don't have a way to really hold the stage. I don't remember if he has Barrow. I don't think he has
Yeah.
Barrow, so it's not gonna be.
he did remove it, so he is a little bit more of on the stable side. I
Yeah.
like this side Ines setup, getting the skill on time
Needs to get down
before
through
the
ASAP.
ASAP for the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
He does get it. Living wood plate, paying dividends here, giving
Wood plate.
50% more HP.
Yes, wood plate definitely is giving him a lot more room to work with, but he needs to deploy another operator to assist the Shu, because there's gonna be 4 enemies on top of Shu very quickly, but nope, just Yato's the enemy. This is emergency, by the
Nice.
way, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult than usual. But where do you put your Milnar now? Do you put it on the Dominion tile? Because but if you put it on the Dominion tile, it's really like your Milnar does nothing essentially. You don't want your
It's a
Milnar to
hard
do nothing.
choice. Yeah.
He needs to put down his Deegan right away because the champion is here. Ooh, this is not looking too hot. Deegan
Oh
is not gonna
yeah.
be able to help with this champion right now. But
Honestly, I think he's fine. I
it's
think
fine.
it's good because look, he still has the shoe skill. He has the read skill. I think he out heals all the damage he needs here. As there's some winner.
Oh, Heidi on to buff the Ella here. Very interesting decision. We'll see if it pays out eventually. Here comes the first agent that reduces the cost, the block count for Shu, and here comes the first guy. Oh, instant, like Deacon has
Yeah.
so much damage just from that one skill. Normally that doesn't kill, but it does. Somehow with
That
Ella
bully
active. Yeah.
deleted with one cycle, man. It's
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's nice. It's a lot of damage.
He does have a lot of attack on Deegan, so he is able to this is a nice adjustment from him, that he is able to change his Milnar and Deegan positions. We'll have to see. The rest of the stage still has to play out. His Shu is currently dying right now, and that is a -1 block Shu. I think if he doesn't get rid of the enemies on top of Shu right now, that carcass will leak. And if he swings right now, that
I don't
carcass
think
might
he
actually
would.
leak.
No, he doesn't leave because he has
I think
everything
he's-
on active.
He does have the shoe teleport, so it's not as scary. Okay, there it is. He clears all the enemies about swarming. And what does he do for this bully here?
And that's
Right.
part of the problem, right? Is that like this stage has bullies at different timings, and he needs Deegan skill up. Deegan skill is back
Oh,
up. Can easily
nice.
dispatches of that bully. So that is pretty much the big problem of the stage. Headache of the stage over is that the bullies is dealt with. But here comes the other big wave. Shadow Guards and Shadow Blades.
Yeah.
Hopefully Deacon survives taking 2 Shadow Guards, because the Shadow Guards still hurt.
I'll
They
say
do.
yeah. I mean, he tanks this. I'm pretty confident he does this no problem. But that was hilarious. You see that he's the Yato specialist, but he did miss one Yato S3 there.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can whiff
Very
those.
surprising, yeah.
I mean, even as a Yato specialist, you will whiff. It doesn't matter how good you are. You will whiff.
100%
It is a prophecy foretold. Oh, the 2 worst Toffles, Canopy and Tree.
Canopy entry. Not
He has
good.
another Canopy
Especially since
already.
Canopy is you can't use it here. If you don't see it's an encounter, it's just not something you can use here.
Yeah, and he still is lacking a medic. How are you gonna tank
lacking a
ending
medic.
2?
Ooh,
But he
that's
can-
rough.
He can get a
He-
Skelter, right? A Skelter
he
can
has-
tank the thing really well.
Well, no,
heal.
his Sculptor is
No.
not good enough. He doesn't. You need an actual
Yeah.
medic. You still
Right.
need
You
a
need an actual
traditional
medic. He has a lot of HP, right? Like that's one thing, but HP is just a temporary value. Like
He
it's not
needs-
like defense, which is it's permanent. It's permanent throughout the entire stage.
Yeah, might have to pick Quercus here or some form of healing. He could pick Heidi here. I kind of read it
Yeah.
out, but I would just go for the Quercus.
I
'Cause
think I would go for
have
the
no,
Quercus
You have no
as
medic
well.
whatsoever. You definitely need to hedge against the
Yeah, I think he's looking for it right
melee
now.
healing situation. But
I
he
think-
goes for the Heidi.
Ooh.
He reads.
He
He needs this to be
Okay.
another lost and found right now. If it's another lost and found, nope. Clever.
I was hoping for a
Clairvoyance.
nameless hero or envoy of justice here, but clairvoyant,
Yeah.
good,
Here's
but not what
here's
you want to see.
Here's the problem, right? That is a safe house, and
Ah,
that is
mm.
very unfortunate. How do you tank ending 2 right
Ah.
now? He could E2 his NS, right? That is no problem, but how do you tank ending 2? Or you don't
Even-
you just
Oh,
or you just go
even ending one is scary here. You know, like you have to think about that. No proper medics.
Lofty is still doable. Like Lofty is still pretty free with this squad.
Yeah,
But
that's
if it was
true.
ice cold image, you're dying. Like your operators are gonna slowly die. because of attrition. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see what he goes for here. The Dow tier is pretty fucking strong because it allows you to get one more emergency, one more combat, but it doesn't reflect
No.
in the score stage. So he does
No,
definitely
but
go
here,
for the
here,
E2 Innis.
yeah. No, here's the problem. He can't use it anymore on this floor. He doesn't have the index to scout down. He can only use it on floor 6 and up at this point.
Yes,
He's
but he has-
beside the prophecy.
He's
Hmm?
on floor, but that doubt is actually really good value because if you go for floor 6, you go for you rob the shop on floor 6, and on floor 7 you just doubt
That's
doubt
true.
emergency on floor 7.
There is
So that's why.
extra combat.
Mhm.
'Cause
And here comes. Are you gonna go ending 2? You go
ending
go
2.
Does, yes.
Is it? Wait, is that Visage? I think that's Visage. Wait,
Let's
wait,
take a look.
wait.
I don't think that's Visage. Oh, Visage.
He's changing the Amiya.
Oh, he's gonna
guard
tank with
Amiya.
guard Amiya. He might heal with Shu.
That's-
yes,
okay. The guard
I think
Amiya is 7% defense. It is 7% defense.
That's true. Yes. I think he has.
Oh,
I think he's actually going to heal with Shu because what else does he have? He doesn't really have any.
No, even then,
Something
Shu
like that, right?
herself isn't enough healing. Like, how does he do it? The castle just for that extra 20%, you know? Oh,
We might be seeing the 2 shortest runs of the day.
yeah,
Oh, it is definitely Visage.
yeah.
That is definitely 100% Hollow Visage. The second character definitely Scream is the giveaway for Hollow Visage, so you can hold left lane. I don't know how you handle the boss. You only have 15 HP because of too much gambling. Imagine he didn't gamble and he actually got all that HP back. So
True.
he does have some form of dodge, but no proper medics.
You know what? If he does make this work, this is gonna be the best Hollow Visage I've ever seen in this tournament. Like, damn, if
I
he
don't know.
makes this work,
If he could make this work, I just don't see a way out, man. Like, how do you handle with your Reed having to do double duty of killing the shadow guards, like the shield guards, and healing Milnar and healing your tank?
you
It's
know,
gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult.
yeah. I'll be honest, me too. I don't know how he does it. Like, I'm stumped. Like, how does he clear this?
I mean,
But
if
like,
you
I'm
think-
just gonna raise my hands. See,
It
No.
really circles back to him not picking the Quirkus on that last voucher, right? That was his last
Yeah.
voucher, the voucher chance. I think this is one of those situations where because you did not play for so long, you forgot what the run is, and then you're like, all right, I'm just gonna go for the E2. You know, I still have one more combat, but you don't have any more index to. You forgot that you have one more. Like, you can't take any more index. You can't take any more fights. So
Yeah.
this is one of the downsides of the format, right? Because you forget what your squad is, you forget that you don't have a medic, you forget that what you're missing for your squad, and you go enter the floor 2, you enter the boss, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on, hold the phone.
Like, going second, that's the advantage, right? Having a straight run, having a straight line to the goal. It's definitely something I would want, and would hope that if I was competing here, you know, I would want my opponent. I wouldn't want to be in this position where just my mind is distracted. My mind has to take a break, that it has to take the reset, and it has to crack back up to that mindset where, okay, I'm gonna point max, I have to be locked in. It's hard, and I've said this many times to other players in the IS community, in the EN community, to friends I know. Like, IS4 isn't a race, it is a marathon. It, like, in a casual run, you can take a break, you can reset, you can do it on your own time. But we're playing in a tournament, we're playing high difficulty, points max with all the extra rules, make it as difficult, as challenging as possible against other players. And it is a marathon, it is not a race. You have to have the energy, you have to have the preparedness, and you have to have that mental awareness as he goes in the stage now.
He's in the stage for now. We're locked in. He doesn't have a flag, so there's a few problems here, right? He doesn't have a flag to set up. He doesn't have a medic to heal. He goes for Ines S3. He is
Wow.
Is that Ines S3 or is that
Is Ines
player?
S3.
No.
The
It could be
zero
clairvoyance.
DP.
Oh no, it is.
No,
Ines
it's
S3.
zero
Yeah,
DP.
yeah.
That is Ines S3. I did see him switch, as there may be some technology we have not yet seen from.
But everyone's cheaper, so it could. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it's S3.
Bang?
The skill activated automatically.
Bang. In that position, interesting.
Well, he needs to Yato, get some good Yato value on. Oh, he changes his positioning so that I don't know why actually. Why he might be so okay, I see what the play here. He's gonna use the replacement here to make it so that he has to teleport the boss onto Shu style. So he's gonna put Shu to the straight left of he's gonna put Shu to the straight left of Reed. The boss normally doesn't walk through this path, but if you teleport the boss, it teleports right on top of Shu. So you are able to open the stage like this, but it's very interesting. He's gonna use Deegan to try to kill the drones and the shield guards. So very creative actually. I like this. I can see the way out now. I can kind of see the way out now. This is pretty good.
Ooh, that's exciting. Man, how does okay. Like we see the Ella, we see the prep, and I am genuinely excited.
So the big question now is, does Deegan survive the golem hit, the drone hit? And I believe
if he just kills it, that's not the issue.
Yep. Here comes the Shu at the specific time. He needs to teleport though. That's the one big issue. Is you need to teleport the boss. Otherwise, you have a problem. You need to do some teleport strategy on Shu right now to teleport the boss onto Shu style, because the boss does not walk over Shu style. Shu will not block the boss without some form of teleport shenanigans, and we will see that shortly. And that's why he has like 4 mines on the top side right now for some reason for it. So we'll see.
He's maxing that stall. He's maxing that duration. There's the Ines S3 for the bind.
He is stalling the boss. I don't know why he's stalling the boss, but I'm all for it. Let's see what your thought process is. Stalling the boss by slowing it down does not change or alter its trajectory. It just like literally slows down the boss's movement speed, and he still needs to set up the teleport. He doesn't have that Shu skill activated just now. He does have Fang skill activated. He might think about teleporting the boss, but you remember, if you fuck up teleport on the Shu and Shu is not tanking the boss and Deegan's tanking the boss, the stage is actually over. It's very hard to recover. It's very hard to recover because if the boss doesn't like teleport onto Shu style, there's no real way to teleport the boss back into Shu's range, right? So you have one shot to teleport the boss. If you don't teleport the boss correctly and Shu's not blocking it, it's a hard struggle. It's a struggle to tank through this. Deegan is taking quite a beating from the shield guards. Deegan's skill is almost back up. Here comes the first, I believe, world cursor spawn. Yep, first world cursor just did spawn. What do you do here, sir? He is still trying to stall for as long as humanly possible.
Okay.
Oh, here comes the skill activate. The world cursor is activated, but he's not activating Deegan's skill. Is he waiting? He's probably waiting.
I think he's saving it for
no, I understand what he's doing. He's trying to get Shu to remove the wood plate, so that's why he activated he's trying to he opened it, so he's trying to remove the wood plate so that Shu gets hit. And then when the boss is finally on Shu style, that's when Shu activates her skill, and that is how he's going to teleport the boss, because this is the tricky part, right? Like getting the boss to teleport. But here's the problem. He's stalling the boss so much. He needs to stop stalling the boss. If you keep stalling the boss, the second world cursor is going to be here and your Shu is going to have full HP. You're not going to have the teleport strategy up again unless you somehow block the boss again.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know exactly.
He's still stalling. He's still stalling. So it's definitely waiting for second world cursor at this point. That looks like to be what the strategy seems to be. Ella's at least targeting the zealots, which is good because you want Ella to target the zealots. Here comes the second war cursor that just spawned 2 out of 8 by the way. So there's only 6 world courses left, and if he Deegan skills now, unfortunately the drone's about to spawn. And if Deegan skill is not up for the drone, his Shu is gonna take a massive amount of damage that you really don't want to be taking. So you might have to just
I
hold
think
it.
he's definitely holding it. As here's another buy-in, maybe from the Ines. Yeah, there's the buy-in.
Binding the boss again though, but that's not what you want though, right? Like when are we gonna
I
activate?
don't.
When are we gonna activate the Shu skill? When are we gonna activate Deegan skill? Here comes the drone slowly walking. Here's the problem, right? Even though Deegan,
There's the Shu activation. Wait a moment.
he activates Shu a little early.
Wait,
especially with all
there's a
this healing.
teleport there
So hold on.
from
hold
the
on.
Ines. He's still
So part of the problem right now is that if Deegan gets targeted by the drone right here, Shu still takes a lot of damage from the AoE, even if Deegan is able to dodge it, right? So the issue right now is can Shu survive the hit? If Shu doesn't survive this hit and gets one shot, which she doesn't, good for Shu. So all the enemies are dead. Very nicely done. That his Shu was not tanking the world cursors anymore, but here comes Milnar. Milnar is deployed for the last drone. That's the second out of the 3 drones. But is that an emotional? That is an emotional world cursor. So
that's not nice.
But the Heidi skill. The Heidi skill has a world cursor walk up. I don't know if that's within Deegan range. It should still be within Deegan range. The boss is walking up right now though, but he doesn't have Shu skill. He's not gonna have Shu skill active for teleporting the boss. And that Fang will die almost very quickly. So he needs to solve this boss even longer for his Shu skill to come back up, or undeploy all the mines and then get the teleport back up. But no, Shu still teleporting the boss back to the Innis tile. This is not looking too hot. I don't. Maybe they don't remember that they need to teleport the boss to be on Shu's tile.
Yeah,
but Shu's definitely
maybe.
not blocking this.
You have to consider too, like that's a 45 SP cost skill, right? And he doesn't have any SP relics, so effectively after the skill does end, he has to stall the boss for another full 45 seconds. I'm not sure if 3 Elemines is enough. I'm not sure if the Ines binds are enough. We're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to pray, in essence, if he makes it out.
He undeploys Milnar after deploying it. I don't understand what's going on right now. He still has 2 more deploy slots, but he decides to undeploy it. He still has 2 more Elemines. LS skill is almost back up. He has the Innis mine, and boss gets teleported. I think one last time. He binds the boss right here just to try to slow it down. LS skill is almost back up. And Yato's skill is almost back up. World Cursor is still being hit by Shu. Shu is like tanking the World Cursor. This is a problem though.
That degen's really low though.
A lot of
Getting
damage
really low.
right
That's
now.
not.
Maybe the read skill comes up one time. 1 second off.
Yeah, read skill does come back up. But it does wake up the second World Cursor, and that is a little problematic, right? You really don't want to be waking up these World Cursors for the most part, but you have to Deegan skill now, unless you feel like you can tank it. I think you can tank it. It's a little iffy. If the World Cursors are lined up that they both hit at the same time, which it quite possibly could hit at the same time, your Deegan gets one shot. Like I don't think Deegan survives 2 World Cursor hits in a row. And that last shield guard is about to leave Deegan range. He needs to activate the Deegan now, or
no, maybe the read burn is just enough damage here.
I don't think the burn will be doing enough.
I think it does look like the burn damage is enough, but the boss is still a problem, right? Like what are we gonna do for the boss? The reason why you want to activate Deegan sooner rather than later is because if you the drone, right? There's gonna be a 3rd drone that spawns around roughly 45, 50, 54 enemies, something around that range. So he needs to be ready for that. And Shu's is gonna be back up with the second with all these 3 mines, and then so he will be able to teleport the boss back. So we'll see. So far so good. Like no enemies leaked. 4 World Cursors dead. This is the 5th World Cursor right now.
I'm fine.
Wow.
So here comes another Ines spine. Are you going to sack your plume, sir? He is sacking another plume to... Oh, plume takes 2 hits. That's pretty
with
good,
the
actually.
the
That's
shield.
the living wood plate value right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, well, living wood plate value buys him a few seconds, so that he doesn't need to like
Ooh,
buys him some
not
time.
okay. Not on deploying. Well, he has max TP. He's fine.
No,
It's not
yeah,
a big
this
loss.
is one of those situations where you want your operators to die instead of being undeployed. Because if you undeploy your operator and you don't spend the time, like you don't, you're not stalling anymore, then you're just straight up losing value at that point. Here
Mhm.
comes the next world cursor, and the world cursor is active. There is no skill active. True skill's not active yet, but true skills will be active soon. Soon. Are you gonna activate high D skill? Please don't activate high D skill. Unless you Yato first. Nope, not gonna activate high D skill then. With Yato on the left side, if you Yato from right to left, you could activate high D skill. But no, are you going to? You might need to activate a skill here because Deegan is pretty
yeah.
low. The world cursor is definitely not dead yet, and the world cursor might pop your shoe or your Dagon because it hits
Well,
two and it hits really hard. Here comes the next world
Yeah.
cursor.
Another one?
World cursor
Ooh.
activate.
Well, he has
And
to
That-
activate it.
Degen really low.
yeah, has to activate it now.
And the drone is coming in. The
Drone is
Elemine doesn't
coming in.
affect the drone, right? So he can't even stall the
Yeah.
drone.
You can't stall the drone at all,
Doesn't-
but you don't want to stall the drone whatsoever. You can't activate high D skill anymore. If you activate high D skill, you will probably leak the boss. So
Fang
from
is
shooting-
getting
No.
pummeled.
Wait, what? You
So
leaked
here's the
boss?
problem. So no, I mean like go through like it doesn't Shu doesn't block it anymore. Here's the problem right now, right? He is going to teleport the boss on Fang's tile. You do not want to be teleporting the boss on Fang's tile, like the top of Fang's tile. You want to be teleporting it right above Shu, so Shu gets frozen, and and you do it that way. But you might be able to stall for longer. We don't have that many tiles left though, and you don't have that many mines. LS skill is not activated.
Yeah.
You need to activate it now. Maybe he forgot to activate LS skill because you really need more mines.
Yeah, the resources are not quite lining up here.
Fang is able like to be tanked by Shu. Shu is keeping that Fang alive during her skill duration, but once that skill is done, he needs to find a way to make the next set work. That is the last drone, so he is pretty much good to go. He killed 6 out of 8 world cursors, only 2 left. Once the last 2 world cursors are done, he can probably deploy Milnor.
Or Fang falls.
Fang falls.
Maybe he has
That's
to,
No,
Hopefully
maybe
he's
he has to
teleporting.
prepare for the
He's
damage.
yeah, he's
right?
teleporting,
No,
so he's fine. here.
he's teleporting, so
Oh right.
it will be fine. No problems for now. But no, it's the boss is
Wait,
last teleport.
that's-
That's the last teleport.
Yeah, that shoe skill not up here.
All right.
Like just about to end, you know.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem. He
Ooh.
needs to stall right now because if he doesn't stall until Shu skill is back up, he can't teleport the boss onto Shu's tile, and Shu can't take the boss. So
Yeah,
this is still not good enough for him. Like he's still not out of the woods just yet. All 3 drones are dealt with though, so that's good at least. But he has 2 more bodies to cycle with.
you know, I think I see the vision. Look at this, right? Like we were questioning why he was stalling so hard on the boss earlier on the stage, but look at the stage. It's as you said, the 3 drones are down. It's 52 to 75 enemies. He just needs to finish off like 22 more outside of the boss, right? He's already advanced the stage so much that by the end of probably Shu blocking the boss, it's just the boss. It might just be the boss left. I think Ooh.
It might just be the boss left, but it's still not. It's still not. You're not out of the woods just yet because now you put a lot of healing pressure on your D and you put a lot of healing pressure on your Reed. Reed skill is not activated. He is the boss is advancing and he is almost out of body. He still has Amiya. Amiya can still block, but like for how long? Maybe 2 hits, maybe 3 hits, and he's doesn't have that much deploy limit anymore. Shu skill is definitely not up for at least another 30 seconds, and the Ray is not
Interesting Mona
really,
placement.
yeah, the Ray is definitely not contributing at all right now. He needs to have a mine ready. Is this going to block? This is your last chance. If you do not teleport the boss right now, if you let the boss go for any further, You are not going to be able to teleport the boss anymore. See, Shu's not going to be able to block it anymore. With the time, when the
Oh
boss is on
yeah,
to the
it
left of
doesn't
Shu,
look
it's
like.
over.
Oh, it looks
can't
like
block
a
with Shu
Legion
anymore.
block.
Yeah, Deegan will have to block this. Here comes the
Oh.
7th world cursor, I believe. So there's gonna be like he needs to activate Deegan soonish. Otherwise, Deegan will not be able to activate because they're gonna get they're gonna get blocked by the frozen by the boss. So
Oh.
he can't even activate Heidi skill. If you activate Heidi skill, Deegan doesn't block and then you let the boss through. And
Yeah, right. Like a lot of your tools here are just sitting ducks because this boss is just such a threatening presence.
Deegan is
here.
finally blocking the boss, but the boss is about to hit Deegan. Does he activate Deegan's skill? He needs to activate Deegan's. No, he has. If he
No, the
activates
boss is
Heidi's-
running past.
No, if he activates, he might
activates
go
Heidi.
past 30%. You know, like
He activates Heidi, and now the boss is away from, like, Deegan's not blocking it, but now Amiya's blocking it. Does he activate Deegan's skill? He might have to activate something. No, he's waiting.
he undeployed the Heidi as
I think he needs
Yeah,
the deployment slots for the blocking.
He wants no that this is good gameplay because he wants to block Amiya to block, not Deegan. But right now he just needs to suffer some leaks. Does Amiya block it?
Oh, but
Ooh,
Reed
Amiya's-
is doing damage.
Reed needs to do a lot of work,
Oh,
like
yeah.
right now, like a lot of work
See.
right now.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work. I honestly, I would like just ignore the right side and hard focus on whatever's happening on the left, right? Like once that boss leaks, it's over. And
Wait, but look
I'm
at this,
amazed.
Shu is almost back.
Yeah, his shoe,
Ooh.
he stalled enough for his shoe to be back, and but he doesn't have enough damage to use it, so he needs to wait. Oh no, he can't. He has to use it now because
Yeah, he has to use it now.
Amiya's gonna take a lot of damage. Amiya is not on the soul
Yeah.
tile, so he needs to be able to make sure that Amiya doesn't die. There's last 4 enemies left. No more world cursors. 8th world cursor died from the Milnar swing. Very nicely done so far. Only -1. The last zealot remaining, and that is the end of the stage. He goes for the activation, and unfortunately, this is one of the problems with this strategy is that the stall eventually fades.
yeah, like okay, Amiya is blocking right now, but who's there to block again, right? Like holy.
Here comes the Ines autos to steal a little bit of attack from the boss, so the boss doesn't like deals a little bit less damage to Amiya. But look at this, it's about to lose. Mia's about to die from this. He needs to activate
Oh,
the
the
skill
read
right
skill
away.
up. Is it just a rotation of the read and the shoe? Their cycles do match each other pretty
Yeah,
well.
it might just be.
Not perfectly, but
Shu is back, and he is.
What is
I think he's gonna do it again, just to bring it down to 33%, and
He needs to buy time, as much time as he can.
recycles.
yeah.
Yes, here comes the Deegan
There's
skill.
the-
It's right on top of Amiya
Yeah,
still.
33%.
Pretty good so far. But pretty good.
And Reed skill is back up. I think you're right. He is actually doing this Reed
Holy.
skill cycle with Shu.
He needs,
That's amazing.
He needs to stall though, because if he activates Reed skill and Reed does a little bit too much damage, then that's a little bit too much
I mean,
damage.
I
Yeah.
think he's already past the point of 30%. I think he just needs one last burst here. He's already done 3 runs. I think
That's a dodge. So the dodge is really helping him right now. He has some 10% fizz dodge. Every time he dodges, he buys himself time for the shoe skill to come active. He doesn't want to activate Reed skill because activating Reed skill means that the boss starts running away, and you really want the shoe skill to be active. Now shoe skill is active, and we are in the safe zone. No more running away. Time to DPS the boss down, and that is Hollow Visage. Very nicely done.
That-
No proper meta.
Just like that, he
Okay.
pulled off the stall the whole way
I-
and killed everything before the boss even got to it. Got close.
Yeah. Who needs a medic? Who needs a Quirkus? Who needs an Aya altar, right? You just need to cook harder on the kitchen. You're just in the kitchen, and he made the. This is the most amazing ending to I've seen.
Here comes the sniper medic. He still needs a medic. Do you go for the Nightingale here? Surely go for the Nightingale.
True.
Here, right?
I mean, okay. If he does Sentinel here without a medic, I just be like,
you can't do Sentinel without a medic. Like it's actually impossible to do Sentinel
Look,
without a medic. You just
a
take
man
too much
can
damage.
dream. A man
No.
can dream.
No,
Super
you
can.
just you can dream, and when you're back on the floor one, like when you're back on the floor one stage, okay, it's actually impossible to do Sentinel without a medic because of how especially with Deegan, you can't just kill the boss. Oh, that's Gardner. Well then,
That's
uh,
that's just
yeah.
Gardner, but we do know he has the love. He does have the triple ending.
yes, he wants to buy as many vouchers here as he can, and then refresh, rob the shop, go for a hunt on floor 7, and call it a day.
Well, C for Chalice. Just gonna scoot over that relic here, robs the shop. Easy.
Holy.
Yeah, it's time for the shop rob.
He
goes
goes
for the
Tolopsis over
Tolopsis.
Nightingale, which is interesting. Is she able to keep everyone up?
No. Even on Sentinel, no. You need so much ASPD or heal up that it doesn't really work for Tolopsis.
Yeah.
Tolopsis's healing off skill is atrocious. And I'm not quite sure what the Tolopsis pick is, but it's a Gardener, so he didn't get punished. He was like, I'm not gonna get Sentinel. I'm just gonna get Gardener. It's gonna be fine. If anything, Tolopsis is gonna be better for SP region, but it's not even good in the Eternity or the matchup or Sans matchup.
You think you'd want it for Enter to Eternity or Sans, the Aya Altar, right? Or the Nightingale. Even at E1, they still provide some of that really nice res buff. They still provide a little bit of max HP, and they're better consistent healing for that ending. So, it's this Tolopsis. Well, we did see it in his player card. He does like playing Tolopsis, although it's really not a common pick. Maybe he knows something we don't. Don't you agree, Sten?
What? Sorry.
No problem. I mean, to reiterate, maybe he knows something we don't know. He clearly cleared ending 2 without any proper medics, right? Like, he is
Right.
Suplau.
Yeah, I mean, I guess picking Tolopsis just means that he's probably going for something like a really quick burst on Gardener. Except from that, he can't really sustain himself with just Tolopsis, as Oyana said, which is
one of the
right.
Yeah, I would say it's interesting. I mean, Gardener, not really the hardest of maps, right? But like, the Crescent stats are still the same. Crescent, although doesn't stay in the same spot as long, so is not as threatening of a body. If you one cycle, it's really no issue. But like, you have to consider, Crescent does a lot of damage. One of the biggest things is Crescent has a 5-second attack interval. He doesn't attack that fast, but like, one hit can just ruin your day. That's 3k
Right.
arch damage. That's 50% attack increase on phase 2, so that's 4k. On a seedbed, it's doubled, so it goes to like 8k or 9k, right? It's a lot of damage. You have to be careful here.
Right. Because his current sustain is not very... It's not... What's the word? Consistent.
Yeah,
if that's the
exactly.
word. So I'm assuming he probably will be one phasing, but what can he be one phasing with? He has the two goats. One of them is a goat, one of them is a horse. But there's no buff.
Well, he has the Heidi.
Right?
The Heidi
Okay,
is
well.
an attack buff. He has the Ella, that is a fragile buff.
Oh yeah, true. That's more of a debuff, right?
Oh, that's true. That is more of a debuff.
Yeah.
Here
Whoa.
comes another specialist voucher, but this time with free promos. What are you gonna pick, sir? Are you gonna pick the Texas? Texas would be really good here with Ritas too. One cool thing to know is that if you have Hunter's Insight, Reed deals exponentially more damage than Deegan with high
That's
buff.
true. Oh, and that's the natural encounter, as the gods of IS4 said, you know what? Let's just give it to him. Let's just give him everything he needs.
Here comes another specialist voucher. He gets a pre-promo as well. Dorothy on display here, or Ascalon on display here. Goes for Ascalon because of course you go for Ascalon. It's the easy solution, the easy AFK solution for certain like lanes, like lane holding 4, ending 4, lane holding for ending 3. Very powerful pick in general. What else is he looking for? The only thing he's really missing right now is a medic. He really needs a strong medic for ending 4. He doesn't have any strong medics at all for ending 4. He doesn't have a Red King solution just yet. Doesn't have enough HP for a Red King solution just yet. He doesn't have a good way to heal through like Eternity snipers, corrosion archers right now. Because with just Shu, maybe you can cope corrosion archers with Shu S2, but without a good enough medic, you're gonna struggle. It's still a big struggle right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. It's not simple, right? Enter to Eternity, no proper medic, you're dead. Sands of Time, no proper medic, do you survive it? Okay, right? Like, it's tough on all angles. As that's an interesting set of tiles, I would say that interesting.
No, this is standard for West Wind, because this allows you to have 2 melee tiles to work with, especially if you're melee heavy. So this is actually very, very common way to do the stage.
I see. That's not something I normally do, right? Like, I really like the range tiles on the stage. So one of the things I would hammer down and make sure is that leftmost pillar, you know, it broke down earlier, but it does keep those 3 middle range tiles up, and like that's the Ella placement. That's another range medic you can place, or the Sculptor. That's something I like personally, but I see the position now and it looks great.
Yep, this is the very common setup for Guard Vanguard players to use for melee tiles. It gives them a place to put their DN, it gives them a place to put then their Milner or the Zola. It even sometimes you can even go for the center tile, the leftmost column, right, the one that broke, and then the bottom one is currently reinforced. They can do that, and then you can even have like the one more range tile in the center with like the center mass of everything. It's just all preference. At the end of the day, they're able, like, this is one of the more favorable positions for melee operators.
Honestly, I think that's kind of insane to me, right? Like, you're playing like that, and then you also still have to reveal all of these enemies, right? I do get that you have the Ines, but like, holy, that's a really fun, really different way to play the stage that I have never explored before.
I have never played this stage before.
Ooh.
Well then, so that is the last of their hope, actually. Postbox, Pauldron, not gonna help. That is another supporter voucher. Are you gonna pick Kaidi this time, sir? You definitely need a medic. Or Sculptor.
Quirkus.
I think Sculptor might be a better
maybe.
choice, right?
No, it's probably Quirkus. You definitely need a medic. Like an actual medic.
Yeah, he's really lacking on healing.
Yeah, like I mean, okay, it's
no
Shamir. Whoa!
So I see what the Shamir pick is for. He's fine. That's a Red King solution actually for Shamir. You put down the Shamir doll, and then you can do a Reed sandwich with Reed S2 with the Shamir, or like with the Shamir doll, and then suddenly your operators can survive the boss's attack. So it is not a bad option for a Red King solution with the current ops that he has, but he still needs a medic. He needs some form of sustain.
I'll be honest. I don't think the Red King should be your worry right now, right? The worry is not the Red King. It's the Yellow King. Like, that's why you've been talking so much about the sustain, the medic, because the Yellow King, you know, attacks from range. You have to like bait it out. He's gonna aggro on all your other operators, unlike the Red, who only attacks like melee, like within 1 point something tiles of his range, right? Like, I don't know what he's cooking, but I'm a little excited.
So part of the problem that why he can't just do Reed to heal for Yellow King is that Reed doesn't do any damage to the Yellow King. Reed doesn't do any damage to the Lions. Reed doesn't do any like any damage to like most of the enemies on the right side of that right lane. So Reed doesn't actually heal at all on the right lane. Oh, very interesting Milnar placement. I don't understand what this Milnar placement's about, but
yeah, me too.
But it doesn't matter. It's normal. It's normal terminus, so it doesn't like there's no issue here. But remember, he doesn't have a medic,
that
so he
Ines-
can't stall. He can't.
Wait,
stall
but that Ines did just die though. That's a lot of DP gen out for him, right?
yeah, it doesn't have a flag as well. So DP right now is a little bit of a problem, but not that big of an issue right now. Because I think what he's gonna do right now, you see the Ella, you see the what is it called? You see the Bard next to Ella. He's just gonna go burst the boss down. I think that is currently the play. He's just not going to like he can't tank the boss. That's for sure, right? He can't tank the boss, so he's just gonna go burst the boss down with Ella. Well, one of the phases at least. I don't think you're able to burst down both phases because the invul period is very annoying to work with. Here comes the first phase. That's a lot of damage for first phase, but you don't have the Bard buff for the second phase. Ooh.
The invul pretty long here, yeah.
Yeah, like a very long invul period for the boss. I believe it's like 8 second, 10-second invul phase. So you have to wait a long amount of time for this invul to run out. Here comes the Shu. Here comes the Colopsis deployed. Is he going to try to burst the boss? I feel like he is going to try to burst the boss down again.
Yeah. Ooh, wait, but that's a frozen degen as.
Degen's gonna be permanently frozen from this position. Here comes the Ella again. He got hooked up by Clairvoyance. Oh, that's Degen's dead. Time for him to try to stall and make it so that he can just burst the boss down. But so here comes the Ella and the Degen skill.
Wow.
That is a lot of damage. Just go. He has to go for a burst damage setup. You need to go burst this boss down because you cannot afford to burst this boss. But the problem is that the targeting is wrong. Distracted targeting, and Texas does no damage to this boss. This boss has 60 res on regular. I think 60 res, some ridiculous amount of res.
It's like 60 res on normal. Oh, but he still gets it done.
Yeah, still
that's
gets
clean.
it done. Still gets it done. No, it's 80 res actually on normal. No, my bad.
Wow, that's
80
a lot.
80 res on normal. Your arts damage does not do anything whatsoever. But but the boss does have low defense. Well, not low defense. 1800 defense on D15. So it is quite a decent amount of defense. But he is able to burst it down with the help of Heidi buff. So very nicely done, nicely played.
Yeah.
But the clairvoyance really helping him a lot there, because without the clairvoyance, Ella would not have been back up.
Yeah, for sure, right?
And that was his only window actually to go for the burst phase. If you try to burst the boss any later, you don't have there's too many enemies. You can't just mine just the boss, and Ella gets way too distracted, and you'll probably end up like botching the burst strategy. You'll probably be able to get the boss down low, but definitely not be able to burst it down. But that is normal terminus of life, easily handled. He can activate for the last bit. Nicely done. He has what 10 hope left for a medic or some form of healing, some form of sustain, any sustain. I beg of you.
You know, I think he just rejects it at this point. Like, he's already gotten so many chances to get the Quirkus, and he's like, I don't need it. I'm just gonna prove I've already won. You know, it's closing remarks. I'm just gonna show
the Swire Altar.
Yeah, this is the Swire Altar. He had it E2. Oh, I see it. It's not pre-promo. E2 Gravel, very popular pick for ending 4.
He could go
maybe
for
the Phantom with the IS module.
No,
I like that.
Phantom module with IS is not actually the play here. It's actually the redeployment module with S1 for Phantom is a good play.
True.
Because his S1 actually gives you shield and fizz dodge, so it's actually really good for stalling Yellow King for Red King. Not as cheap as Gravel though. That's the one thing.
Yeah. The gravel is still the most popular option here.
Oh.
As you know, he still has a lot of really nice folds here. Still a lot of options to take, you know, ASPD,
He's got Sing.
HP, yeah.
It might not be, but he might even not even need to use his hunt here to get even just a little bit more points. Just go for the love on the final node, final rogue trader, and then go for a gamble on Nameless Hero, Envoy of Justice, something like that.
Yeah, something, you know, if you're gonna make a show out of it, make a really good show out of it. As I have gotten news that Soup is going to have a short restroom break, as you know, for a few minutes we get to yap here a bit, waiting for Gardner.
We get this.
Man, I'm sad. I'm sad that it was not a Phantom pick. Phantom's actually very good in the context of IS4, especially on the later floors, because of how his kit lines up, right? His kit stun or bind or slow. All three options are really good for ending 4. Maybe not the stun so much for the bosses, but every other option is like really good. So 2 out of 3 is good there. And if you need a gravel, that's 2 gravels, right? The clone gets the gravel, and then the main target, like the main body, also gets is essentially a gravel, but only for the Red King. Yellow King, you don't really need you don't gravel the Red King. You usually block shift, and block shifting with Phantom is definitely better because you block shift too. But the problem with Phantom usually is because of it requires the 2 deploy, the double deploy limit, and he's not essentially like, you know, certainly better than Yato or Texas. So it's hard to say. In my opinion, I rank Phantom higher than Texas on later floors because Texas stun doesn't really do anything anymore on later floors. Early on floor 5, it's like floor 4, floor 5. Definitely Texas is better. Floor 6 though, you definitely want Phantom more. Especially on stages, small stages.
For sure, definitely you want that. You know, well, stun, you want that bind, you want that CC, and you want that redeploy, the extra body. You know, in fact, I have heard that the Phantom is quite popular for ending, not ending, but Relictless IS4. So it is a very cool, very interesting pick. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it so far in this tournament. With relics in mind, there are some better picks that are more hope efficient, but you know, it's not off the table.
And yeah, that's just like part of that's what I'm sad. Like, he's not a true spec cast player. Where is all the niche spec cast? Where's the Swire Altar because you need healing? Where's the Phantom because triple fast redeploy lol? Where is the Dorothy stall tech? Where is the Ascalon? Well, Ascalon's here. Where's the Weedy push strats? Where's the Gladia pull strategy for Man-Made Carnival? You know, there's so many tech options for caster specialists, and we're just seeing the bog standard. Yato, Texas, Ascalon, Ella. You know, just the usual casual force that specialist in the squad that is like everybody wants to pick regardless of their squad, right? Maybe not so much Ascalon, but definitely the other 3.
Yeah, like I want to see. You know, you're already this far in the run. You're already pretty much guaranteed. You've already shown us, you know, like a really, really cool, really, really inventive, no real medic ending 2, right? Hollow Visage. It's not Sammy's, it's Hollow. And like at this point, you just go all in. I'm gonna make the best show possible of this run for, you know, to show the viewers, to show I know my stuff. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to show I know IS4 more than you, and this is something that you can learn from my play.
And speaking of, if you want to learn IS4, you should probably join the IS Discord. We just LD has collaborated with, or LD members have opened up with an IS Discord for to let like our viewers, like players who want to learn how to play IS, like these guys, like learn all their strategies. And grow. So if you want to join the IS Discord, links are pinned on the chat. Join now today and learn how to play just like Soup, just like Cola. Well, maybe not exactly like Cola. Don't do the emulator disconnect technology.
Yeah,
that's forbidden technology.
That's a forbidden tech, both for your viewers, both for your TOs, and both for you. I mean, thrice for you. It hurts everyone and anyone. And
All right,
speaking of
Reed's not
Oh.
getting deployed, so it's gonna be an interesting kill of the boss, and he activates True Skill early just to make sure that the boss doesn't get teleported back. I don't know if that's early enough though. I feel like the boss is gonna get teleported back because True Teleport is 30 seconds. The boss stays here 420, so 420. Lol.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Activate Deegan, activate Heidi, activate Milnar. It is still enough damage because you have 5 seconds.
Clean.
You have 10 seconds.
Yeah. Wait, that's Texas S3.
Wait, hold on. That's an emotional crescent.
Oh, it is an emotional question. We
Hold
have
on.
blushing.
Hold on.
Wait.
Suddenly you don't have enough damage for phase 2. You have to 2-cycle the boss for the second phase because you definitely do not have enough damage. He barely had enough damage to 1-cycle the boss in 5 seconds. He doesn't have enough damage to cycle this boss for the second phase. So it's not over, but it's not trivial anymore.
This is a big question now for Soup, right? Like considering this is like he doesn't have a proper medic. It might bite him in the back, right?
And this is the big problem. This is the big problem, right? Is that because he doesn't have a good medic, he can't really sustain through the boss. He needs to kill this boss right away. And if he doesn't get to kill this boss, his front line might just like explode. He does have the shoe skill active for this phase, so he is going to be fine in that regard. But it's just he's trying to stall with auto attacks for the boss, so that when the boss teleports, the skills are ready, and he does do that successfully. It's time to try to kill the Crescent with all of his skills ready. Time to put down everything, activate everything, put down the mine. You activated the mine. Here comes the boss. Oh, that's Deegan skill active gone, but he still has roughly 4 seconds left of damage. He needs to damage this boss and kill it within 4 seconds.
And he gets it.
Barely enough damage.
Barely. Wow. That's
barely
amazing.
enough damage. Barely enough damage, but that's why you have 10 seconds. He does. Did he pop Sing? I don't know if he popped Sing or not, but
no, he didn't. He didn't pop Sing. I believe, or maybe he did.
It probably.
It does look like he did pop Sing. I see a faster set of attacks.
I don't see any drones, so I don't think there was Sing, but that's definitely impressive. It's not easy to do emotional Crescent with this setup because he didn't bring Reed, right? He brought Reed S3, so it's definitely not going to be an S3 kill. An S2 kill. Definitely didn't go overkill. Definitely would have brought you see a lot of people do Reed S2 on this stage and do a sandwich kill because sometimes you just don't have enough damage, but we forget that he has damage relics on his Milnar, damage relics on his Deegan, damage relics on I think he has Glorious Casimir's too, so if
he does
if his Heidi got Dolores Casimir's proc at the end there, that's probably how he got the burst of damage that he needed to kill the boss. Very fortunate for him to get like some Arch Dodge and Casimir's, because definitely he doesn't have enough damage there without it.
Typically we do consider getting
Yato with his generational
whiffing the Yato again.
Remember, as a Yato player, stationary targets are always the hardest to hit. It's not the moving targets. It's actually unironically stationary targets are the hardest to hit.
That sounds very counterintuitive, but is probably right.
Because your whole life you're like, all right, I'm gonna wait for this guy to slowly move, and then I'm gonna be ready for when he moves, and they don't move, and then you're like, well then I whiffed my whole skill because they didn't move. Stationary targets are the hardest targets to hit, and hands down, that's exactly what happened. And as the prophecy foretold, Yato players will whiff their Yato. It's just normal. That's just how it goes.
He's just whiffed only two shots out of how many shots, man? Like. And honestly, he has a good success rate. It's good enough.
And that speaks to Yato, right? Like even if no matter how much time you have with Yato, you will whiff your skill. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how many skills do you whiff. And here comes
that's how you know
kill.
Sorry, but that's how you know it's a good player, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. If you don't whiff as a Yato player, you're not a Yato player.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm just sorry. That's
Okay.
that's just how it is. Like whiffing is part of the of the cult. Okay, it's part of the culture. Culture.
Oh.
All right,
The
here
Yato
comes
experience.
Imperial Strikers trying to slow it down to line it up with the infiltrators. One more infiltrator on the way. Second infiltrator is here. Not gonna slow it down. Nope, doesn't need to slow it down. Deegan
Yeah.
is handling it on the right side with Texas, and then Deegan will skill up on the last tank.
Oh, he's being
Thanks,
extra careful in the end as well. He's
Mhm. I don't know about
And-
being extra careful. He's on ×2 speed. He's just activating
yeah,
skills.
Yeah, he's just
I guess,
playing
yeah.
clean. It's not scary.
King's
King's Crown. Wait. He takes King's Crown to take the minus 12 HP. Just gets the free 50% attack buff. He's gonna love that for ending 4.
Mhm.
For
It would be-
sure, for sure.
It would be very strong actually as a synergy, but I don't think it's worth it. No.
Well,
Oh,
the
he wants to
other
get Kyogre.
relic. Yeah,
to get
but the
the
other
Kyogre.
relic is a four-leaf clover, no?
Oh,
Like,
but you don't want to get the Kyogre here because you have minus 33% defense, so your Kyogre doesn't do any damage. Or
Your
doesn't do
Kyogre
as
Right,
much
doing-
damage.
yeah.
Well, no, he's already committed to the Shamare too, so like it's even worse.
Well, I mean, you could still ditch the Shamare and go for
That's
go
true.
for the Kyogre.
He no longer does have a shop, right? So it's like it's nothing.
Mhm.
he should go for even holes.
Well, I mean, Ebenholz is not E2. He would honestly go for the Ebenholz at that point. But here comes. Is it Eternity? I can't even see if it was Eternity.
I
Let me.
can't read.
I
What?
can't read. Imagine reading.
Turning emergency?
It's
Yeah,
not.
I
It's not emergency. I didn't see water, so it's definitely not.
he has hunt. He has hunt. He's looking for the hunt.
Wait, I think. No. That was not emergency. That's Sans. That was Sans.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the boss. But I mean, he's looking to hunt the shop.
I don't.
I mean,
I think
guess.
hunting I think hunting is not the play, but he can't really do anything because he can't get a non-concorded love on that chop
No,
mode.
that's true. I
Doesn't have a
mean,
blue fold to
you
use
do
it
want
on.
that encounter, right?
Yeah, you really want that encounter, but that's fine. Emergency Frost and Sand, emergency on floor 6. He does get one bonus for floor 5 and floor 6. So,
Yeah, that is a lot of bonus. That's really nice.
yeah. So pretty good. ×2 speed. Don't turn that off. You got this.
He's chilling. Actually, in fact, if it was emergency E-Terminus, I think we'd be a little bit more excited as that's hard, right? That's not easy. That's actually a difficult stage without the proper medic. You know, opening that stage is
Well, I mean,
quite-
he has Yato, so with Clairvoyance, I don't think he has a problem whatsoever with opening that stage at all. Yato pretty much solved it. With Clairvoyance, you're pretty much good to go. The only question whether is actually on that stage is whether he can burst the boss down or not. Because last time he tried to burst down the boss, he was successful in bursting down the boss. He might not always be successful in bursting down the boss, right? And that's where
True.
the real problem lies. And
He's
here
been
comes
successful so far.
yeah.
I mean,
But he has also
that's how
with
you
the
know
shimmy in the back.
Oyana's the. Sorry. Go, Sten.
No, I just finished. I just finished.
I'm sorry, that's my bad. But I mean, okay, that's how you know Oyana's. Oyana is the Yato player, and I'm not.
Yeah, Yato single like this is one of those stages where Yato has a big upside over Texas because Texas you can't deploy Texas. Texas get one shot on all sides by like 3-shot by the casters, right? But Yato you can just keep Yatoing one guy until you open the stage, and then you're able to put on your Vanguard and the rest of your operators. You can't say the same thing for a lot of operators, right? Some people will cope with Milnar and Nightingale deploy. Some people go for baiting the first hit and then deploying Deegan and hope Deegan lives, or have initial SP to just kill the casters to open. But it's just so much simpler with Yato. Simply just deploy Yato enough times for you to open the stage. So here we are, emergency Frost and Sand. Very easy stage. Again, this is one of those stages where I call defend 2 lanes and suddenly you're good to go. So he's defending the 2 lanes. He's defending the 2 lanes very well. but his Shu is not taking. He's not
Yeah.
being healed properly because the read is on the Dominion tile, and he needs to be able to heal through this. So he's trying to not use the Shu skill until like the big wave, which is coming right up.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
unfortunate.
you know, it's defend 2 lanes. It's a floor 6 stage, but is it really a floor 6 stage? I don't know. This we have a little joke in EN here. We like to say this is actually a floor 4 stage. It's not difficult. It's not a big issue for Soup here.
Well, I think it's mainly because it's actually a real floor 6 stage, but it is a stat check floor 6 stage, which a lot of runs usually when you get to this point pass the stat check. Especially because usually when you get to your like level 10, you have a lot of relics, your squad's pretty much fully developed, you have a lot of encounter situations to operators to fix the problem, right? So you have an abundance of power to throw at the stage, so it doesn't really hurt. But if you throw the stage on floor 4, you would die. People would actually die on floor 4. Maybe floor 5, you would also
true.
die. Imagine you see this on the first stage on floor 5 normal, and you're like, all right, how am I supposed to deal with
Okay,
this?
to be fair, yeah. But hey, you know what? That makes the stage way more interesting. Just make it a floor 5 stage. You
There
know,
is-
that would be more exciting for
think this-
Frost and Sands.
Here comes the medic voucher. Are you gonna go pick a medic, sir? Or are you gonna go pick another guard voucher? Do it. Pick the
You know
guard
what?
voucher. Pick Silver Ash. Pick Kelliger. Pick Zola. Pick Choba. Actually, no. Pick Scotty. Streamer. Pick Scotty.
You know,
you already
you're this
won.
deep in, right? He's this deep in.
Mhm.
Just don't pick the medic. Just prove you're better. Just show your superiority in front of all the SGL2 crowd. You are the winner. You are the champion. You've already shown us an amazing Hollow Visage. You've already shown us an amazing Gardener, and I'm excited to see another amazing Sands of Time.
Mhm. Let's take a look here.
I think he's
does
trying
go
to take the medic.
I mean, yeah, well, he needs to eat to his
Yeah.
his Telopsis, right? Right now, his healing situation is not very good. He has disturbance, so he needs to account for disturbance in when he's blocking. So he has to double check that, make sure that he doesn't get himself killed. Because especially with Telopsis is very squishy medic, not gonna be able to tank anything whatsoever. And I don't think he has any notable HP relics, right? Like he has the 20%, but not going to go for the HP. He wants to go for the Kings right here. He's gonna go for the Kings. You're gonna take the debuff. One debuff right now. Second debuff. Nope. Do not take the second debuff. The second debuff is a trap.
Hey, just
Nope,
show your better.
no.
Take it.
He's looking at his squad first to see if he can actually take the debuff, which is the principal way to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can't leak the boss though. That's the problem. Is that you can't leak the boss. How do you kill Red King without the E2 KOV, without the without a flag? And you see that he brings the Shamerdoll because he wants to do some ending like S2 shenanigans with Reed skill too, but it's still rough though. How do you handle this?
I mean, from the Shamari pickup earlier, I think there's gonna be some bursting happening here. Minus 50% defense, and there's also minus 50% attack.
No, he's not. He's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to burst the Red King down like this unless he has some strategy that I've never seen before. Yeah, do it. Minus 4 squad size picks it up. Definitely go minus 12 because you have the King's Crown. So that is 50% a bonus for him.
Okay.
He goes for the love because getting a nameless hero encounter here is strictly better. Combats don't really matter to him, like especially normal combat. It's like 10 points, right? Would you gamble 10 points or would you gamble 70 for nameless hero or 90 or 150 or something like that?
It's no nameless hero. I believe is only 40 points, but like
Envoy of Justice? Nope.
I mean that's just gonna make him stronger. But like really, like
Heat
Gabe,
of
you should
Eternal
have
9.
given us. You should have given us the show of our lives.
We still haven't seen. Oh, that's Ancient Enemies. So we still haven't seen Nameless Hero or Envoy of Justice just yet for the tournament, I believe. And I'm waiting for that. I'm hoping to cast that Nameless Hero Envoy of Justice. It's the most fun IS4 stage by far.
It's a chaotic as hell stage, and I love it I love both of those stages for that. I even like I rarely get these stages. I rarely practice these stages, but I would love to just see them and understand them better because they're not easy stages, but they're fun stages.
Yes, definitely one of the like one of the better design stages in IS4 in my opinion. I normally in my own personal runs I would sack my floor 5 development just to see Nameless Hero Envoy dresses, and I almost never see it. So it's just like, yeah, I sack my run for nothing. Sack your-
You know what? Like, there's two.
Demon
there's two
mode. Hold on. That is an S1 Yato skill. That's an S1 Yato. So we might be able to see something interesting here. Something
I mean,
interesting.
Ancient Enemies, I'll say isn't a difficult stage, right? Like, one of the big things about Ancient Enemies is
Oh, here comes the Yato right on. Oh, instantly
dies.
blown up. You should have stunned it first,
Jesus.
sir.
yeah, as
Should have stunned it first.
you know, back like Ancient Enemies. This is extra stage you can get in floor 6 or 7 for
Okay.
ending 4 from that extra prophecy. And one of the things you see here is really just how dated these IS to bosses are. Like, look at
Mid
them.
bosses on IS2, yes, they
Yeah.
very easily die. I'm just saying, where's the circus doll? That's the good enemy.
Dude, if it was a circus, if it was a circus clown, man, I'd be so much happier. Even
The-
Snow though, and like Frostbuck, I think that would be cooler. Like,
I mean, they're already in the stage, right? Those who are already in the
That's
stage.
true.
We haven't seen the return of the circus clown. The circus clown is definitely one of the worst 4-3 bosses of IS2, and it would have been nice to see them like with floor 7 stats on IS4 and see how players would handle it. But I don't think there would be any problem whatsoever, right? You just put Deacon on top of him and then suddenly it's
watch him
Suddenly.
explode.
yeah,
You know.
explode. Get our revenge for all the
it's
pain and
done.
suffering.
All right, the next
I
stage
didn't
should
even
be
get to
the,
see Kevin Plus. Like, I wish my eyes must have missed it.
Mm-hmm. Scout scope,
Ooh,
more
Scout scope.
damage.
More damage.
Here comes the E2 gravel. That is the last encounter. Does not take the +1 HP. You do not want to be taking that +1 HP when you have King's Crown
Yeah.
active. He has a fuck ton of damage. So right now he doesn't want Concorded Silence. He just wants Concorded Sing for the drones, and this is a lot of damage for him. Hopefully we can
Okay.
clear this. I want to see how he handles Red King solution, because right now from the looks of it, the Red King solution is not very conventional. Right?
Yeah, that's
I've
for
already-
sure.
I've already listed all the conventional Red King solutions, right? You have your Reed Sandwich Stall, you have your Kyobe S2, you have Ray Warperin, you have Surtur, you have Logos, right? But from the looks of it, it's looking like he's gonna do some form of Deegan. Deeganing the Red King with Heidi potentially.
how does that even work though, right? Because that is quite a lot of
I
defense.
mean, look,
He has ignored defense and he has a lot of
Oh,
attack.
right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think he's going to try to brute force it. I don't know though.
I think World's kind of his oyster now. He just got the scout scope, he got the peek into the Eternal Night, he has the King's relic for the 50%. Like, yes, just by entering this floor 7, he's gotten 3 relics of amazing scaling. Of
And he
amazing
also got
power.
he also got 3 relics of 3 relics worth of debuffs as well. So
Hey, what comes around goes around, right? Like, you
Mhm.
take those, you give the game something, the game gives back.
Mhm. Well, going back to Sten's comment about the boss having 5,000 defense, 33% defense down, and defense ignore has something to say about that. But that's still a lot of defense to Truth for Deegan. I don't know if that's still enough attack for him to just ignore, but we'll see. Here comes Ines skill 3 again. He does have Sing, so he doesn't need that much. Facing right. Okay, facing right.
Mm-hmm.
He has to wait though. Because he's on S3, he doesn't have the extra range, so he has to wait. Here comes the NS skill. Goes slightly damage. S2. 2300 attack on S2 for Texas, and that is a one shot. You do not want to be messing
Wow,
around with
that-
the Red King.
Oh yeah. I will
Remember,
say-
he took 15% less attack, HP, and defense. So you do not want to be messing around with this boss. He will one shot you.
Yeah, he has like he's just playing for at times to ESP, like times 2 speed. Like he just doesn't care. It's, I mean,
All right, Deegan is gonna be on the left lane, holding the left lane, and I think he's just gonna Deegan the boss when the boss is on the staircase. Very bold decision to do. Here comes the Milnar and the Shamir and the Talopsis to heal Deegan. Here comes the Red King to to hit the Yellow King. But if you notice, the Yellow King was about to start moving when the Red King did their attack, so it's gonna be a little rough because right now he has to slow down the Red King because the Red King is gonna be in range of Deegan for the cannon, so he doesn't want the Yellow King to cannon Deegan right now. That's why he's stalling the boss like as right. So now has to kill the lions. There's roughly 9 lions on the bottom right that Ella needs to account for. But here comes the Shamir doll, defense down, stun,
there we go.
push it down. Deegan skill to give the boss down. 14k per hit with the finish, but only 9k for the rest of it.
But it's not enough. Not even
it's not-
50%.
Not even 50%, but he needs to block the boss. No, don't block the boss. All right, that's good. So
Yeah.
here comes the problem right now is that if the boss enters the staircase, okay, the Red King attack was not delayed, so he's still good onto Yellow King right now. But eventually because of disturbance, he will be desynced from the Yellow King.
oh,
and
he does have disturbance, huh? That's something I didn't notice.
Oh, here comes the lion. Touching Ella. If Ella gets touched by the lion, I think Ella's just one shot dead. Ella, the lions hit very hard.
Yep.
Yeah, lions hit very hard. Don't mess around with the lions. And these lions have high res, like really high res, so you can't really use the arts damage to kill them. They have like 300 defense, so you can very easily kill them with like physical damage. You just can't use arts damage at all.
You have to be really careful now if you're Soup, right? Like, look at this. You're more than halfway through the Red King's charge bar on the cannon, and Yellow is still not in that passageway, in that portal. Like, you might see a cannon here as it's cutting it very close, right?
Oh, Texas was not undeployed. That is a loss of DP. You cannot afford DP like deficits here, sir. You don't have that much DP generation. Even if you don't have barrel, you don't have that much DP generation. All right, here comes the Yellow King cannon onto the Red King out of Deegan range, which is really nice. Here comes the bottom right lion, about to hit Ella. Oh, don't touch Ella. That line does 4k damage. I'll tell you right now, Ella does not survive one hit of this guy. Not at all.
Yeah, that's for sure. As you know, Ines S3 paying dividends once again.
Well, definitely works out for him because Ines S3 with what do you call this, with
Clairvoyant.
Not clairvoyant and Sing is gonna be really good for DP generation. Doesn't even need a flag. That's crazy.
Doesn't need a flag, doesn't need a proper medic if you would call Telopsis one. Like, she's, you look at, a lot of things are happening on the screen, but I've noticed she's not having the best of times healing, and she already has silence buff. She already has the sing buff, right? Like, and she's not having the best of time healing these healing this winner, healing this degen, healing this if Ella gets one tap, she gets one tap. But like impressive.
Oh, here comes a decision.
Right?
Here comes a decision right now. He needs to use the stun mine instead of the slow. Oh, here comes the Deegan skill. No stun bomb this time around to assist with the Deegan skill. 13k damage, 9800 damage for after the spinach procs. So it's still decent damage every time he uses it, especially with all the defense stuff.
Yeah.
But he's not activating Milnar just yet because it's easier to kill the Yellow King with Milnar than it is to kill the Red King with Deegan. Because you just undeploy Deegan. You have your Ascalon to as a backup in case your Deegan does die. But yeah, he's delaying the Milnar activation for one more cycle.
Yeah, look at
Oh,
that.
that's very close. He bombed Yellow King at the staircase. That usually you really don't want to see that happen because if Yellow King gets bombed right before the staircase, it usually bombs Milnar instead. Like centers the target on Milnar.
I've messed up that timing so many times before. Like, I train for ending 3. I don't train for ending 4, even though I do have good knowledge of the stage. And oh boy, he's playing with minus 5% movement speed disturbance. Like, this is just absolute mastery right here. Knowing all the limits.
No,
he
didn't deploy the Shamari doll because he wants to put down. He wants to like not kill the boss. So he's lowering his damage intentionally to make it so that I think he might undeploy here.
It still looks like a lot too much damage actually.
No, yeah,
he retreated.
He retreated. He blocks the boss to make him dash so that the Red King bombs him on the tile. Very good adjustment right here from him. He could just leak the left side enemies, but he just decides to like Yato it anyway, just so that it doesn't leak. So here comes the Yato on on the Yellow King. Milnar on the Yellow King. Ascalon stacks onto the Red King. Red King is dead. Red King is dead. Yellow King is still a decent amount of HP. Yellow King's about to burst. Milnar's about to take a lot of damage. Nope, no problem whatsoever. Milnar kills him.
It's done and it's clean.
He made it look so easy with all this management thing that he's doing. I feel like I can do it if I just do what he did, which is.
I mean, yeah, but
if
like,
I follow it through the exact.
Imagine that's something that's I don't like. You can practice a stage over and over, but one thing I've recognized, one thing I've seen from his run is how clean and how well he adapts to any changes in the stage, and that's a hallmark of an amazing IS player.
Well, it's not just that, right? Like I think the biggest thing here is his adaptation with his relics. That stage could have only been done in that particular way with the relics he had. He had clairvoyance. He had a lot of damage from King's Crown. He had no HP relics, right? But he, with all the damage, he realized that he can just Deegan the boss, and that actually saved him some time. He didn't even need Ascalon at the very end there. Ascalon literally was only deployed at the very end to kill the boss, but anybody could have killed the boss at that point. So very well played from him. The adaptation to all the relics is pretty good, and we have a final score in front of our screen right now. 28-71, very nicely done. Got a hollow visage with no medic, and then gets Gardener for the extra bonus multiplier with ending 4 Sands of Time.
It's clean, it's amazing, man, I've seen so many things today that I've never thought that was possible in IS4, right? And I do hope that I'm taking this back. Ooh. Yeah, you see there, Cola scores 66. As unfortunately, we have received news that Cola has decided not to share a streamed game here. That he's a bit tired and he does want to rest, and we do respect his wishes. As that's about it for today for our SGL2 quarters. Congrats to Soup for making it all the way, and unfortunate for Cola, right? Like his run, dashed dreams by the Crash Gods. As he played really well. He tried his best, and unfortunate as it is, things like this just do happen.
But that's gonna be us. That's gonna be it for us for today. From the casting desk. Tomorrow, I believe we have our semifinals. We have Ow from not Ow, sorry, Polymer from the EN server, are the only EN representative versus Soup. That's gonna be the winner for today. That's gonna be decided in one of the following 2 days. And we have, I believe we have. Who do we have for the other side of the bracket?
We have Miguel
I mean,
which is
it's
from the
Soup. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Miguel. My bad.
yeah from
Is
the JP
Miguel-
server, and Kaisei from
I say, yeah.
Simplified Chinese, which is very exciting. At least I watched Miguel San play, and honestly, I want to see him play again, and I want to see Soup play as well as much as Miguel too. To be honest.
Look, these are the top 4, the semifinalists of SGL2. And you have to think, these are the best 4 players of IS4. They've outplayed through sheer skill, with a combination of skill and luck, right? It's just a part of the game. You have skill, you have luck when playing IS4. In fact, luck is a skill in this IS4, in this tournament. And what can I say? These players have shown time and time again why they are the best 4. They are the top 4 players. They have gotten this far.
It's gonna be interesting to see what preparations these players will do for the semifinals. Maybe we'll finally see some hidden strats that we haven't seen before, so that they get a lead up in the tournament. I know some people have been saving some strats for like a deeper later run. Who knows? But that's gonna be us from the casting desk. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow, roughly the same starting time. Maybe might be earlier. We will post on the socials, and we'll disseminate all the information once we have decided, like once we have confirmed the time for both the semifinals and the finals. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Don't forget to check the IS5 channel if you Discord if you want to learn anything about IS5, or well, not IS5 but IS in general.
Yeah, just IS in general. We got pros in there for any coaching services.